Anna Miller is going to be joining us in about 15 minutes. She's from Jerusalem. Benjamin Netanyahu finally talking about the deal that no one knows anything about, except the two people who apparently signed it and are getting ready to sign it. And they're not saying the same thing. So Jordana Miller are going to be joining us from Jerusalem to get their point of view. Karen Travers is traveling with the president. She's now in Geneva, Switzerland. And the U.S.-Iranian Memorandum of Understanding, which is actually what Rose and I have to do the show. We have a memorandum of understanding when we haven't released that. So why should the president have to release his? What's in the agreement? What's in the secret sauce? Karen Travers from the American side at 6:35. Jim Ryan's going to be joining us. The first tropical storm of the season is somewhere between Louisiana and Texas. We'll get into that with Jim Ryan. Stephen Portnoy going to be joining us. Apparently, Gavin Newsom, governor of California who wants to run for president, says that the Department of Justice is investigating him and his wife, or very little details as to when that investigation started, what it's about, so on and so forth. Stephen Portnoy's got that. Bob Ramsey, closer to home. Antonio French, closer to home. Got to talk about that sinkhole with Antonio French. And then Ryan Raphael, Medicare man. And then your phone calls in the 9 o'clock hour. So we got lots to get to. Cardinals win.
Woo.
That's good news.
They're back.
It's because they didn't have to worry about a closer because we went all 9.
Yeah, Dustin May is that poor guy. Too bad everyone says he's getting traded. He's the best pitcher they got.
How often does that happen when one pitcher does the whole game?
Well, it used to be all the time.
It used to be much more. Now it's almost never happens.
And is that mainly to preserve the pitcher's arm, or he's literally just failing and needs to be
sabermetrics?
substituted?
Well, yeah, it's the eggheads from MIT who say that you shouldn't face 3 batters in the same game. I mean, it would be like me, and that I finish every show that I start.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be like if, at 7:30 or 7:50,
Josh comes in.
They pull me, and then Josh finishes the show. Then they pay me $8 billion to do an hour and a half.
Or first, Mark Maxwell comes in for an hour, and then Josh finishes it off.
Well, right. Maxwell comes in for 20 minutes. Josh comes in for 5, and then Carney comes in for the final 4.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it's like.
It's weird. It used to be commonplace for a pitcher to have a complete game. Now it's very rare.
Interesting. That's got to be hard on the old rotator cuff.
Actually, it's a lot easier on the rotator cuff. It's really good on the
fantasy baseball.
What's Tommy John surgery?
That's your elbow.
That's the elbow. Is that a normal?
Actually, it happens all the time now. Yeah. So, how about a shout out? I'm trying to pull this off here, and I can't find it. James Beard Award winners right here in St. Louis.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Is it the same guy that keeps winning?
No, it's
a new guy.
Yeah. I read this last night as I was going to bed, and I put it aside so I would know what it was. Chef Lauren Nalick of Balkan Treat Box in Webster Groves won the 2026 James Beard Award for Best Chef Midwest. And let's see here. There was another one. I thought there was another winner. They had quite a bit of finalists. Best New Restaurant, Robin in Maplewood. St. Louis finalists. Outstanding Restaurant, Vica, Central West End.
Oh, Vicia.
Oh,
is it
Vicia? VCIA.
Yeah, that's one of those Bowood by Niche.
Mix in a couple more consonants. A lot of vowels in there.
We had a finalist, too, Nick Bogner from Sato?
Sato, yeah. So we had the Balkan Treat Box win, and then we had a whole bunch of finalists. Best Chef Midwest, Kevin Nashin of Sydney Street Cafe. I love Sydney Street Cafe.
God, it's been a minute. It's been a while.
Well, he won it back in 2017.
Okay.
Joya's Deli won it in 2017. Gerard Kraft won it in 2017. But 2026, it was a Balkan Treat Box, which I've never been to in Webster Groves.
I hear it's really good. It's vegan and stuff. It's really good for people with dietary
Oh, good.
restrictions.
And then
basically.
Sado what's Sado?
Sushi on the Hill.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's good. It's just sushi on the hill.
Yeah.
He was nominated
But he also owns what
in
else?
19 and 20.
He has something.
Pavilion and something else, I think. And then Matt
Carnivore.
McGuire, who owns Louis Outstanding Hospitality, is a finalist for the James Beard. So a little shout out, a little St. Louis restaurants getting a little love.
Nice.
Yeah.
Also-
What's outstanding hospitality?
I guess.
Like, what does that
the
mean?
staff.
Like
I think they're like treat you like normal.
Customer
They don't.
service.
Yeah, they
Okay.
don't. Yeah, they don't throw the food at you and say get out.
Oh, we almost went to Ed Bisevic's in Chicago where they yell at you. But
Oh
we
well,
didn't.
that's it. Yeah, that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Philip Day from Root Food and Wine in Augusta was also a finalist, and Alex Henry from El Molino de Sureste.
All right, good to know.
that place on Kings Highway. Have you been, Carl?
I have not.
It's interesting. It's like authentic Mexican Honduran fusion or something.
So you're back. Your daughter graduated.
Yes. We were
Now-
the first of 6 graduations at Wintrust Arena, and it was full every single time.
Wait, say that again. It was what?
So DePaul breaks it up by school. Like she's
Oh, yeah.
in the Jarvis school, and actually the one of the Jarvises who created the video game Defender. That's the school's named after that person.
Okay.
The video game Defender was his baby. He worked for Atari like right out of high school,
No. Okay.
and he was the keynote speaker. But the digital media school graduated first, and they do all the masters people. And then they do all the.
So you're complaining that you had to sit through all the other kids?
No, I'm saying that the school is so big that that was the first of 6, that they did 5 more after that. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that they break up the schools.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
But
Yeah.
it was a wonderful time, and my wife and I are very proud. And,
Yeah, your job's done.
well,
Now kick her off the dole and tell her to start earning her own keep.
yeah, tell my wife that. Our house is Maggie's storage, and
God love you. Don't ever let her leave.
no,
Don't
that's why
ever let her leave. Let her stay with you forever.
I can't leave a trace. Every time, if I go over there and leave anything at home, my mom's like, "You left this, bring it," and like it's brought back. Like what? Like she got rid of
I'm gonna
almost
send it to
every.
you.
I'm not kidding.
I'm going to FedEx it to you.
I'm going through stuff in the basement. Here's your baby. Want all that? I'm like, do you just forget?
Maggie's moving in storage is in South St. Louis. Yes. Because every time she's moved, she brings back more boxes that we are now storing.
I don't know. I'll be, by the time Emerson's old enough, she'll be moving me into the nursing home. So I don't know if you can get a 2-for-1 deal at a nursing home, but
Probably.
no. I think let them stay with you as long.
Yes.
Let them stay with you forever.
Absolutely.
I don't know if that's good
God,
parenting
I
or
was gonna
not.
say, can I step in real quick and say that's probably not the greatest plan ever.
Yeah. Well,
There's a lot of kids who can't
It's great.
well,
work
it
the
is-
world on their own.
No, I don't disagree. I
mean,
don't
it's
disagree.
like maybe is it tough love as someone who does not have kids?
I know, but it isn't like she's 18 playing video games, smoking pot in the
I
basement.
know, but there's stories about there was some crazy story about parents suing their kid to get out of their basement.
Well, that's okay. That might be a problem. That
could
might
you
be a problem.
Imagine, all right, Emerson, it's time. You're like,
I'm only 40. I don't know. Spend a couple years, save up some money, buy a house, stay at home. I don't know. I don't want her ever to leave. I don't even want her to leave for like first grade. Her birthday's coming up. She's turning 6. I'm like, I think you have to go. I think you have to do 5 again. Captain Paul Kopsky, St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center. Any more sinkholes we need to worry about other than the big one downtown?
Just the one big sinkhole, McGraw, and we do have just a couple notes on that. And 44 is closed in both directions, as everybody knows, between the Musial Bridge and the Poplar Street Bridge. That closure will last until at least this weekend. All traffic wanting to go toward downtown on 70 must get off at Tucker Boulevard. And all traffic heading downtown on 44 East will want to get off at the Park exit. Also, there are bridge maintenance operations on 5570 East between Exchange and 64. This traffic report is brought to you by the McKnight Place Assisted Living. McKnight Place has become known for its high-quality amenities, personalized services, and expert care. But its history of making people a priority is what really sets it itself apart from many other senior communities. Call 314-993-3333 or visit them at McKnightPlace.com. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
From the Woods Basement Systems Weather Desk, local experts for basement waterproofing, foundation repair, crawl space repair, and more. WoodsBasementSystems.com.
I'm First Alert 4 Chief Meteorologist Steve Templeton. Tuesday, a high of 81. We'll watch for a shower or storm late morning through the afternoon. An isolated storm with some strong winds, not out of the question. But a better chance for severe weather will arrive Wednesday, but not until the evening. So it's hot and windy during the day. A high of 90 Wednesday, gusts to 40 miles per hour. Then we'll watch for that severe risk Wednesday evening, a chance for some strong to severe storms. That's the latest in the First Alert 4 Weather Center. I'm Chief Meteorologist Steve Templeton for the Big 550 KTRS.
All right, Galmish and Sons, heating and cooling. Galmish and Sons. It's nice. Weather's been real nice these last couple of days. So the air conditioner hasn't been on. The windows have been open. It's been great. Well, you know, St. Louis weather can change on a dime. And when the heat comes back, and any degree over 90, you can expect the phones to be ringing off the hook at Galmish and Sons. That's just the way it works. So, look, you want to get in earlier than later, but it's the reason why the phones ring off the hook once the temperature hits 90 degrees is that for 76 years, Galmish and Sons has been the go-to. They're the preferred choice of St. Louis homeowners. And when you trust somebody with very, very important, right, heating and cooling, it could be life-threatening. When you trust them and when they take care of you for all these years, right, you know them and they've built up that trust. That's why Galmish and Sons is so well-respected, and that's why they are so busy. So there's a reason why. Family-run, family-operated. When you work for a family, you just work a little bit harder. When you work for a hedge fund, it's not the same. It's just not. And so that's why Galmish and Sons is still so well respected, and the family still runs it all these many years. So for all of your heating and cooling needs, 314-993-1110, 314-993-1110, or galmishandsons.com.
Michael McGreevy. Escape to Margaritaville night at Busch Stadium on Friday, June 26th. Celebrate the legacy of Jimmy Buffett with a special pregame performance by the Boat Drunks. With a special theme ticket, you'll receive a Margaritaville-inspired Cardinals cap. Plus, a portion of each ticket benefits Singing for Change. Kick back, relax, and enjoy a night where it's 5 o'clock somewhere, even at 7:15 first pitch. Details and tickets at cardinals.com/theme.
This is Jordan Walker. Celebrate Black Heritage Day, presented by your quality Ford dealers on Sunday, June 28th at Busch Stadium. This special culture and community event honors the impact, history, and legacy of the Black community in baseball and beyond. With a special themed ticket, you'll receive an exclusive Cardinals jersey designed by Corey Rogers. And don't miss a special heritage celebration in Budweiser Terrace before the game. Details and tickets at cardinals.com/theme.
I'm Mark Cantor. Here's why you can count on Cantor Injury Law.
My name is Michelle. I'm a litigation paralegal at Cantor Injury Law, and you can count on Cantor because we are smart, honest, and hardworking.
I'm Kevin Glenn, and a partner here at Cantor Injury Law. You can count on Cantor because we make your cause our cause.
No fee if no recovery. Please visit CantorInjuryLaw.com or call us at 314-628-9999.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Don't miss summer. Start your next adventure at Byerly RV. All June long, you can save up to $500 on all in-stock RVs during our RV savings event. Plus, to celebrate National Go RVing Day, we're turning up the savings. Friday, June 12th and Saturday, June 13th only, you can save up to $5,000 on select RVs. Don't wait to start making memories. Your next adventure is just a drive away. Visit Byerly RV in Eureka, Missouri, or shop online at ByerlyRV.com.
Live from Studio 550, this is the McGraw Show on KTRS.
All right, still lots to know when it comes to this memorandum of understanding between the United States and Iran. And Jordana Miller joins us, ABC News correspondent from Jerusalem. Yesterday, Jordana, Israel and Benjamin Netanyahu hadn't said anything. They're talking now. What are they saying?
Well, the Israeli prime minister is saying that, as far as he's concerned, Israel's fight against Iran is not over. He gave a kind of defiant speech last night defending what he said were very impressive military achievements against Iran. But he said that the threat of a nuclear Iran was not over and that fight continued. Now, he didn't directly criticize the deal that President Trump has signed with Iran. But he did say this is a deal that the president signed for American interests. And he said, I have our own interests here in Israel. So that was about as close as he got to showing his deep disappointment with the deal, which is, what we understand is happening inside the prime minister's office. And Israel particularly concerned, sources tell us, about the nuclear issue and what has or has not been agreed to, and the sense that Iran's going to get money for opening the Strait of Hormuz before they commit to to limiting their nuclear weapons program. And, ultimately, will the Iranians actually commit to anything, since, they're known for dragging talks on and on and on. The other thing that I think is fascinating is that the Israeli prime minister has not seen the MOU. That is, the president has not shared the MOU with the Israeli prime minister, even though the two of them set out together on this war against Iran. And clearly some of their aims diverged at the end, but it is pretty extraordinary that as the war closes or we move into another lengthier ceasefire period, Israel is being really kept in the dark about most of the details.
That's interesting. Now, Benjamin Netanyahu walking a fine line, but others in the government haven't been so nuanced. There's been quite a bit of criticism within his own administration over this deal, correct?
That's right. I mean, as usual, I think Netanyahu is letting other people do the dirty work for him. So, for example, the Minister of National Security, the far-right minister, Itamar Ben-Gvir, he said Israel is not bound by this deal, that it's a bad deal, that it does not ensure Israel's security. And he said, Israel's going to continue to fight Hezbollah and fight Iran. The finance minister, Bezalel Smotrich, pretty much said the same thing. This is a bad deal for Israel, for the region, for the world. The fight against Iran has to continue. We have to push for regime change. And we're hearing, messaging from the security establishment here in Israel that, they're also concerned about this deal. And though we heard Vice President J.D. Vance say he hopes Israel gets on board, and there's elements of Israel that agree with this deal or are happy about this deal, I have to be honest and say it's hard to find anyone who's happy with this deal. Even Netanyahu's staunchest critics agree that this deal leaves Israel vulnerable still.
There's been a lot of talk coming from the Iranians, whether it's $24 billion worth of unfrozen assets they'll receive, $12 billion to start. Marjorie Taylor Greene is out there on social media saying there's $300 billion fund to help sort of a Marshall Plan to rebuild Iran. I don't know if any of that's true, but the United States looks to be losing the PR war in this because everyone's talking about what's in the deal except the United States.
Right. Well, I think there is a problem, a comms problem that the U.S., that President Trump and his team have not put out the MOU, and Iran is getting a lot of lead time in claiming victory. On the financial issue, J.D. Vance the vice president was asked several times in separate interviews about the money, and he said Iran's not getting anything unless they demonstrate in good faith that they have lived up to their commitments. And he said, maybe they will have access to money in a fund like that $300 million or actually $1 billion fund. Maybe they'll have access to money from the Gulf if they demonstrate that they have followed through with what they have promised to do. I think the problem, at least the one that Israelis are pointing out and analysts here, is that Iran's going to get money for reopening the strait over this next 30-day period. And that is money that will strengthen the regime and allow the regime to to repair or rebuild their conventional weapons, possibly invest in some of their covert nuclear program. That's the fear of the Israelis. But the Iranians are going to get money before they've even touched the nuclear issue, before they've committed to the nuclear issue. And that, I think, is the problem for Israelis. It's one thing if Iran was going to get money at the end of the 60-day period, but Iran successfully negotiated for themselves sanctions relief and unfreezing of money along the way over the next 60 days and likely longer. The technical talks to agree on all the nuclear issues, which are very complicated, it's highly unlikely they'll be concluded in 60 days. There'll probably be another extension.
Jordana Miller, it's a fluid situation. Thank you for trying to explain it from the Israeli point of view. Jordana Miller, ABC News in Jerusalem. Thank you. Have a good day.
Talk soon.
You got it. 627 here, Big 550 KTRS. Closer to home. It's now June, soon to be July, and you had a New Year's resolution that you're going to start losing weight in 2026. Look, the year's not over with. Don't lose hope. Call Dr. Joe. He's had patients who've lost 15, 20 pounds. He's had patients who've lost 30 pounds. He's had patients who've lost 100 pounds. All you need to do is pick up the phone and first go to the website, stlmedweightloss.com. stlmedweightloss.com. Look at the website. It's great, chock full of all sorts of great information. And then pick up the phone and call Dr. Joe. He'll make an appointment either today, tomorrow, the next day. You'll get the medicine sent to your front door in the next 24 to 48 hours. And then guess what? You'll take the medicine and you'll start feeling better. You'll start losing weight. You'll have all sorts of side benefits that you didn't even realize. And then in a few short weeks, you'll start to put your pants on, and guess what? You'll feel, whoa, these are a little loose. Whoa, that shirt used to be tight on me. You'll start to lose weight, and then you're on your way. But it all starts stlmedweightloss.com. Dr. Joe has set up and streamlined the entire process to make it easy, simple, cost-effective. He has an introductory price and a lock-in price for 6 months, so you can have some price guarantee. It doesn't matter what dosage, any dosage for the first 6 months, price is locked in. stlmedweightloss.com. St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center. Here once again is Captain Paul.
McGraw, no accidents or slow traffic around the area right now. A couple of notes on the large sinkhole downtown near the Dome that has 44 closed in both directions between the Musial Bridge and the Poplar Street Bridge. That closure will last until at least this weekend. All traffic wanting to go towards downtown on 70 East must get off at Tucker, and all traffic heading downtown on 44 East will want to get off at the Park exit. Elsewhere, there are bridge maintenance operations on 5570 East between 64 and Exchange. And this traffic report is brought to you by Dents Express. Drive time can be hectic with traffic, weather, and fender benders. Dents Express can help with hassle-free dent removal, minor collision repair, and hail damage repair. Free evaluations, and they take care of the insurance paperwork. They've got 2 locations on Manchester and Baldwin and in St. Charles. DentsExpressSTL.com. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
62 degrees here at the Big 550 KTRS. We've got some afternoon storms possible later today. It is going to be scattered thunderstorms, high of 81. Thunderstorms could be gusty and could contain some strong winds and gusts. That's the same thing, gusts and strong wind. There's also river flooding in effect between today and next Saturday as the rain comes down today, high of 81. Clear out tonight, low of 63, and then tomorrow, partly cloudy, high of 89. It is 64 officially right now. 6:31. Let's go back to the newsroom. Here's Rose Dalton.
A B-52 bomber crashed shortly after takeoff at a U.S. Air Force base in Southern California's Mojave Desert and burst into flames Monday, killing all 8 people aboard. Aerial footage showed virtually nothing left of the aircraft that went down around 11:20 a.m. during a routine test mission at Edwards Air Force Base. Democratic California Governor Gavin Newsom says the Justice Department is investigating him and his wife, accusing the Trump administration of targeting him for political purposes as he weighs a presidential bid. Newsom said in a video posted Monday on X that federal agents in recent days have knocked on the doors of his friends and former employees and have asked for records. In local headlines, police are investigating a series of vehicle break-ins in South County. Police say the suspects have smashed the windows of at least 50 vehicles in the Oakville area and stolen valuables inside, including one weapon. And Backstoppers has launched the first ever preventative health initiative aimed at saving the lives of first responders. The new cardiac wellness program provides life-saving heart scans for police, fire, and EMS personnel across Missouri and Illinois. 60 degrees. Time now is 6:31. I'm Rose Dalton, KTRS News.
Jill Farmer for Premier Heating and Cooling. Summer in St. Louis means your air conditioner basically clocks in with a full-time job. And if your AC is 15, 20, or maybe even 25 years old, it could be working a whole lot harder and costing you a whole lot more than it should. A newer, high-efficiency system from Premier Heating and Cooling can cut cooling costs dramatically compared to older units. In some homes, upgrading from a 20-year-old air conditioner to a modern, high-efficiency system can reduce energy use by 20 to 40%. And even a professional clean and check tune-up can improve efficiency, airflow, and help your system keep up during brutal heat waves. Add in a smart thermostat, and the Department of Energy says homeowners can save another 10% a year on heating and cooling costs. So before your old AC taps out during the hottest week of the summer, call the highly trained team at Premier Heating and Cooling. Financing options available. 636-916-1122. PremierHeatingCooling.net. Comfort you can count on.
Discover how you can make lasting summer memories with a home equity line of credit from Royal Banks of Missouri. Whether you're envisioning a new backyard oasis or an unforgettable family getaway, you can enjoy peace of mind with flexible, convenient funding to turn your dreams into reality. Call 314-212-1500 or visit royalbanksofmo.com today to learn how you can apply for a home equity line of credit. Royal Banks of Missouri, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Hi, it's Julie Buck to tell you about a trusted family business that I've been working with for years, Easter Fence and Deck. Chuck Easter and his family have been the go-to fence and deck company in the St. Louis area for more than 70 years. And when it comes to sunrooms, Easter Fence and Deck offers the top-of-the-line Better Living sunrooms that are absolutely spectacular. When it comes to fences, decks, and sunrooms, I would invite you to do what my family has done for years and trust the family-owned Easter Fence and Deck online at easterfence.com.
Jill Farmer here with Dan Head, the owner of Patriot Build Sunrooms and Luna Builds. Both companies really offer a lot for customers, don't they?
Combining the capabilities of Patriot and Luna allows us to create any outdoor space you imagine. Essentially, if you can dream it, we can build it. From the highest level custom finishes to more user-friendly projects, our amazing craftsmen will make it a reality and add value to your home.
Call 314-822-3232 for a free consultation or come visit the Kirkwood showroom online at patriotbuildsstl.com.
Hey, Heidi here from my friends at Premier U. Guys, let's be honest. If your energy is low, the weight keeps creeping up, your sleep is terrible, and you just don't feel like yourself anymore, it might be time to stop brushing it off as getting older. This June at Premier U, eligible new patients can receive their first month included when enrolling in a qualifying 6-month TRT weight management or wellness membership. Get the labs, get the answers, get back to feeling like you again. Book your consultation today at premierumed.com.
Hey, St. Louis. If you love the feel of cursive writing with a fountain pen, documenting your thoughts and idea through journaling, or just doodling, the 2026 St. Louis Pen Show is the place for you. Located in the Sheraton Chalet in beautiful Westport Plaza, the St. Louis Pen Show will run June 25th through the 28th. There will be over 85 vendors from all over the U.S. and Canada. Check out the website at stlpenshow.com. The 2026 St. Louis Pen Show, located at Westport Plaza in Maryland Heights, Missouri.
This is the McGraw Show on KTRS.
.635 here at Big 550 KTRS. Through the magic of radio, we're going to go to Geneva, Switzerland. Karen Travers traveling with the president. Karen, everybody wants to know what's going on with this agreement and what's in the agreement. What is the administration saying about releasing it to the public?
Well, they still haven't released the actual text. The president had said yesterday it would be pretty soon. A senior administration official told us yesterday 24 to 48 hours. But, we're coming up on about 48 hours from when the president and the vice president signed it digitally, and there still isn't the text released. So there's a lot of questions about what this means for the next stage of negotiations, what that's going to look like. The president today called it a good deal, a fair deal, but didn't provide new details of what's in it. Notably, he also said that the negotiations over Iran's nuclear program, which will be addressed in this next 60-day negotiating window, he said that will be actually easier than getting to this point. The second stage will be easier. And I think that's kind of an optimistic view, given how complicated the issues have been so far and what is still to come and how complicated those issues are.
The White House and the administration is not talking, but Iran is talking and throwing out all sorts of things that they get sweeteners for this deal. Has the administration at least rebuffed some of what Iran says they're getting?
The president said today that he is insisting that the U.S. would not be investing money in Iran. He said that there are reports of that, and that's ridiculous. But he said the U.S. has no obligation to invest money in Iran. He was asked yesterday about sanctions relief, and does this involve that? And he at first said, no, it doesn't. Then he said it's a behavioral thing. If they do what they're supposed to do, it would start taking an effect. And we heard from a senior administration official yesterday who said that the U.S. is prepared to release frozen funds and prepared to lift sanctions and do what they called small gestures of that. So clearly there is something like that in the works, but whether or not this is dependent on what happens in this next phase of negotiations and Iran's nuclear program is not entirely clear.
We just spoke with Jordana Miller, who said that the reaction in Israel is somewhat cool. Has the administration mentioned anything about Israel in all of this?
Yeah, the president today was asked if the deal could survive if Israel continues to attack Lebanon, and he said yes. But he also made it very clear that he's not happy with Israel and the recent actions in Lebanon. He said, quote, you don't have to knock down an apartment every time you're looking for somebody because there are a lot of people in those apartments and they're not all Hezbollah. Pretty strong message, condemning some of the recent strikes in Beirut. The Israeli prime minister had said that with regard to Lebanon, they're not pulling out. He said, we've created a buffer zone and will remain there as long as necessary. The Iranian foreign minister said today that ending the war with the U.S. can't happen unless Israeli forces leave Lebanon. So that could still be a potentially big roadblock going forward.
Karen Travers in Geneva, Switzerland on a busy, busy trip. Thanks for carving out a couple minutes for us.
Thanks so much. Have a great day.
6:39 here, Big 550 KTRS. Did Karen Travers just say that they signed the agreement digitally?
Auto pen?
There was an auto pen?
DocuSign?
Was it a DocuSign? Was it like, I don't know where this? You didn't sign page 5. You forgot to sign over here. I didn't get it. Can you send it to me again?
Oh, wow.
They did it with an auto pen. Is that even possible? Could they have done it with an auto pen?
What's an auto pen?
That's where they've ripped on Biden forever for using. He wasn't.
Signing them.
He was so decrepit he couldn't even hold a pen, so they had to have a computer sign it with an auto pen. That's been the allegation against Biden. And now they've signed this digitally?
DocuSign. Just seems so.
Did they DocuSign it? Is that how that works? I guess. I don't know.
That is exactly what she just said.
She did say they signed it digitally, which is...
And the vice president signed it too.
Which is either or a auto pen or a DocuSign. I mean, that's kind of what it is. And there are people who are saying that everything Biden signed with an auto pen, it doesn't count because he didn't even know he was signing it. It's a legitimate question. Remember the part when I said I was a nudge? This is what I was talking about. Appliance discounters. Summer sale going on all month at appliance discounters. Everybody knows that when your refrigerator stops running, then you can catch it. Is your refrigerator running? You better go catch it. Well, when it stops running, Where do you go? You run to Appliance Discounters. That's where you run. No worries. Appliance Discounters has got you covered. Today, buy today, they'll deliver it tomorrow. Everything in the store is on sale for the month of June. 60% off on select models in addition to the already reduced sale prices and huge factory rebates. Let me say that again. Appliance Discounters has got savings of up to 60% on select models. In addition, they've got their sales prices. In addition, they've got the huge factory rebates on those models. They have a 50,000 square foot warehouse full of savings. Just check out one of the 6 area showrooms, theappliancediscounters.com. Same as cash financing, delivery, pickup, everything you need to know. The largest family-run appliance retailer in the region for a reason. Theappliancediscounters.com.
Make a splash this summer with Dogtown Pizza. The weather and the pizza ovens are heating up, so stock up on 12 different flavors of your favorite Dogtown. Why cook hamburgers on the grill when you can get a hamburger pizza? Hot chicken, the SOB and for me, and from the garden, tomato, basil, garlic, and the veggie. Make your next pool party a pizza party with 12 different flavors of Dogtown. One for every swimmer in your house. Make it a Dogtown summer at every local grocery store and dogtownpizza.com.
At Midland, we know sometimes all it takes is a moment for an idea to spark, or to make it happen, a moment to find your dream, or build one, a moment to start your forever, or at least start planning for it. Whatever moments you have, Midland is here for them and can help you make them. Midland, brighter together. Visit us at midlandsb.com. Midland States Bank is member FDIC.
If it's time to replace your windows and doors, choose Pella Windows and Doors of St. Louis. Pella's trusted local experts work in your area and within your budget, backed by the most preferred window and door brand by homeowners. For a limited time, get 20% off Pella projects. Call 833-87-PELLA or visit pella.com/radio. Restrictions apply. See site for details. Study of homeowner perceptions of leading national brands. Study commissioned by Pella 2023.
Inland Marine Boats in Barnard has been serving your boating needs for 40 years. Hi, I'm Jim, and this is my son, Ryan.
Remember, you only get 18 summers with your kids. Make the most of them with a boat from Inland Marine Boats, your Mercury Marine dealer.
Diana from Newstetter's Fine Jewelers here to remind you, we don't just offer the best pieces, we offer one of the last master hand engravers in our country. My father can create timeless, personal, and unforgettable pieces. Come by our showroom at the corner of Big Ben and Doherty Ferry or learn more online at wowdiamonds.com.
Cards fans ready to dress for the occasion? Well, Friday, June 26th, as the Cardinals take on the Miami Marlins, you'll get a brand new all-over Prince shirt. But that's just the start. You'll also get the matching shorts, too. It's not just a shirt, but a full summer set that brings a tropical twist to game night and makes waves in the stands. Available in medium and XL while supplies last. More details and tickets now at cardinals.com/promotions.
The weekend starts here. Grab your crew and kick it off at Friday Night Live at Busch Stadium. Every Friday night home game, Budweiser Terrace turns into the hottest happy hour in the Lou with $5 beers, $5 hot dogs, $7 margaritas, live music, and more all game long. Meet up with friends, soak in the energy, and keep the night going with baseball under the lights. Good vibes, great deals, your new Friday tradition. Get tickets now at cardinals.com.
The Big 550.
KTRS St. Louis.
St. Louis Plaza Cubby Traffic Center. Here is Captain Paul Kopsky.
We're on 270 North is crowded between 44 and Doherty Ferry. A couple notes on the large sinkhole downtown near the Dome that has 44 closed in both directions between the Musial Bridge and the Poplar Street Bridge. That closure will last until at least this weekend. All traffic wanting to go toward downtown on 70 East must get off at Tucker. And all traffic heading to downtown on 44 East will want to get off at the Park exit. Elsewhere, there are bridge operations on 5570 East between 64 and Exchange. This traffic report is brought to you by Neighbors Credit Union. If you're ready to upsize, downsize, or first-time home buy, turn to the team at Neighbors Credit Union. At Neighbors Credit Union, you'll find great rates, expert advice, and personalized friendly service throughout the entire home loan process and beyond. That's just what you'd expect from a great neighbor. Apply online today at neighborscu.org. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
From the Woods Basement Systems Weather Desk, local experts for basement waterproofing, foundation repair, crawl space repair, and more. WoodsBasementSystems.com.
Grab your umbrella today. Scattered showers and some rumbles of thunder in the forecast, but any rain that does fall happens between the morning rush and the evening commute today. Up to 81 for the high with periods of clouds and sun. Then we're mainly dry this evening and overnight, a low of 63. Hot, humid, and windy for Wednesday. Partly cloudy up to 92. And then let's be ready for some strong to potentially severe thunderstorms Wednesday evening and Wednesday night as a strong cold front moves in. From the First Alert 4 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matt Chambers for the Big 550 KTRS.
It is, what do you want me to do?
Beatty.
Do Beatty Roofing. I haven't talked to Carl in a couple days. I got to talk to him.
This is a great conversation now that we can't talk about on the air.
Total insight. Actually, no, we can talk about it on the air. I have tomorrow night on the nighttime show, I've got Dan Mason, who was the architect of CBS Radio. He was the man who was there during all of radio consolidation, and he was there as Mel Karmazin's right-hand man and Les Moonvez's right-hand man. He's got quite a bit of... He has since retired, bought a couple of local radio stations. So this guy who was one of the architects of consolidation, when he retires, what does he do? He goes out and buys a couple of AM radio stations. So go figure. We'll talk to him tomorrow night. That's what we were talking about. All right, let's talk Beatty Roofing. BeattyRoofing.com is the website. Beatty Roofing, one of the original Big Four roofers here in St. Louis. They started in 1954, and they started as a commercial roofer. They've done some of the biggest roofs in St. Louis, whether it's school districts, firehouses, the St. Louis Science Center, Lambert Airport, Convention Center. When you're doing the Convention Center roof, man, you know what you're doing. Well, Beatty Roofing has taken all of that expertise and all that customer service, and now they have opened up the last couple of years a residential division. So they took all that expertise, and now they've brought it down to you and me. So if you've got a roofing issue, Beatty Roofing, they're big supporters of St. Louis. 10% off if you are a first responder. They have a project manager on every single site to make sure it is all done, an extra set of eyes and ears, just some of the things they do to make sure your roof is done right, whether it's commercial and now residential. They're not storm chasers. They don't come from out of town. They've been here. They opened up this shop 1954. What is that, 70-something years ago? BeattyRoofing.com, 314-892-1331, or BeattyRoofing.com.
Spring is finally here, and it's time to plan your next trip with the travel experts at AAA Travel. Where do you want to go this year? AAA Travel makes vacation planning easy and stress-free. With early season deals on cruises, all-inclusive resorts, escorted tours, and family vacations. Spring and summer trips are booking up quickly, so book early to lock in better pricing and availability. Visit your local AAA travel office or go online, AAA.com/travel sales.
This is the McGraw Show on KTRS.
I believe this man was lost between the moon and New York City, but that's a whole other issue.
But it's Arthur.
It is Arthur. And that is the name of the tropical storm? Is that what it is? Oh, Jim Ryan. You see the genius I work with every day?
I know.
Yeah.
He springs them on me every day. I wait to hear what the song is going to be in St. Louis, and it's always relevant to the thing that I'm talking about. And this time, it was Arthur. And you have to think about it a minute. I'm thinking Christopher Cross. No, that's not what. And then Arthur. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, Dudley Moore.
Yes, Dudley Moore.
Yes, Arthur has not yet formed, and Arthur might not form, but it's a possibility. There is the potential for some tropical development there in the Gulf and South Texas if this thing catches some steam, and it might, because it's already been raining heavily down in that part of the state. The southern half of the state, McGraw, is facing potentially severe flooding, and that would include places that got hit last year. They're around Kerrville and in the Hill Country, but also down to Houston and out to Beaumont, Port Arthur, and then into Louisiana and Mississippi. So, yeah, they're set up for some really severe weather there.
Yeah, we know that where this is the season has just started. Stupid question about naming. Does this Arthur name now go away, or they won't go away until it's officially a tropical storm?
That's right. Yeah. If it forms into a tropical depression, no name. If it becomes a tropical storm, it gets the name Arthur. If it fizzles out, Arthur will be held until the actual storm comes along that becomes Arthur.
Gotcha. And when is this planning on hitting land?
Anytime. Well, it's still in northeast Mexico. It hasn't even gone out into the Gulf yet. But if it moves out into the Gulf and then catches some warm water strength there, then it'll move up the coast and then over toward Louisiana. So probably Wednesday, Thursday, maybe even to Friday. But I mean, they've already had torrential rain and flooding in the Houston area. They had flooding around San Antonio. Yesterday, a woman died in her car when it was washed away into a creek. So it has already turned fatal. They had a crash this morning in Houston that might be blamed on this weather. So, yeah, it's a nuisance. It comes at a terrible time as Houston is hosting some of the World Cup games. They're supposed to play some more tomorrow. And they could have to pick their way to the stadium through flooded streets.
This is interesting because normally tropical storms start out in the water. This one's starting out over land. That's odd, isn't it?
No, that happens occasionally, especially these Gulf storms. They start down in Central America or into Mexico and then move out into the Gulf and really gather up some strength there. So it happens occasionally.
And it could turn into, right, and go up the Mississippi more or less, right? I mean, St. Louis could be affected by this at some point, no?
Could be, yeah. Well, I mean, we've seen this over the last few years. These storms that come into the Gulf or into the Atlantic then move far, far inland, hundreds of miles inland. Asheville, North Carolina is a great example. The storm that came up through the Florida west coast made its way into the mainland and devastated that part of the country. So, yeah, this one may go up the Mississippi Delta right up into those parts north of there.
There you go. That's Jim Ryan. Jim, thanks for checking in as always.
Out.
You got it.
All right.
See you. At 6:53 here, Big 550 KTRS. I can't get that. I can't get that movie Arthur out of my head, or that song out of my head for some reason.
John Gielgud. Liza?
Was it Liza Minnelli was in that?
Mm-hmm.
But that was called Author with Blake Edwards. Then there was another movie called Arthur.
Yeah, but one this author isn't a writer. This one was named after
Arthur, right, Arthur. So there was Arthur, then there was Author.
Yes.
Which, we had this conversation yesterday off the air, and I'll bring it on the air. Do you know that in St. Louis, there is a home builder called Fisher Homes? And then there is another home builder, no relation, no connection, called Fisher and Fritchel, or Fritcher and Frichter, or Fractor and Fritchel. I don't know how you say that.
Fisher and Fritchel. Now I can't say it.
There's a Fisher Homes, and then there's a Fisher and Frichtel, or Fisher and Mitchell.
I mean, are they spelled differently, like F-A-S-H-E-R or F-A-S-C-H-E-R? Fisher
I haven't even gotten to how you spell it. I got a hard time trying to say it, no less how to spell. I don't know how to spell it because I don't know how to say it. But Fisher Homes is a home builder, but also in St. Louis is a Fisher and Frichtel, or Frichter and Frichtel.
F-R-I-C-H-T-E-L. Frichtel.
Frichtel. Is that the first one or the second one?
Fisher and Frichtel.
Fisher and Frichter.
Were they did they break up and now it's just Fisher
I think
Homes
they're completely
and Frichtel
no.
Homes?
It isn't like Cecil Whitaker's where they said I broke up with emos. No, it's I think it's completely separate. Just one is Fisher Homes, and then the other one is Fisher and Frichtel.
And they are both spelled Fisher with an F-I-S-C-H.
Well, holy confusion, Batman. How many times do they get... We're not working with you. Wait, what do you mean?
I gave you my house is almost done. I don't know what you're talking about.
We've been working with you for months now. What are we talking about?
Fisher Homes is different than Fisher and Frichtel.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because wouldn't you say, well, I'm working with Fisher and just sort of shorten
And
it?
Frictal?
Yeah.
No.
Just Fisher and Frictal. No, just, right?
None of that Frictal nonsense.
How confusing is that? No wonder it's so hard to buy a house here in St. Louis.
What brought that up? Was they advertise? Like, what made you? I remember that talking about that. What? I can't remember what.
I don't know. I just
like
because
Fisher.
at one point I was like, "Oh, Fisher Homes, yeah, I know them.
Yeah.
They're Fisher and Frictal, or Frictor and Fisher." And I was like, then someone was like, "No," I was like, "It's like, oh, that's bizarre." Let's see here. Are you guys having a stroke? I don't believe so. What time is the nighttime show, or what does McGraw have a show, or what time does McGraw have a show in the evening? Okay, this is even more confusing. My evening show airs on KTRS starting at 9 o'clock, but that's the second hour of the show. The first hour of the show shows up at 1 o'clock in the morning. So 9 o'clock we're live, 10 o'clock we're live, 11 o'clock we run the 10 o'clock Channel 4 news, and then at midnight we run the last hour, or the first hour, which is really the last hour. Does that make any sense?
Yes.
I'm really confused.
Yeah, it is very confusing.
Or you can go to ktrs.com the next day and get the podcast.
And there you go. But no, because the sports guys go till 9, and my show comes down at 8. So we wanted to keep it live for the last 2 hours, and then didn't want to lose the first hour, so we just put the first hour recorded at the end of the.
So can you never just continue topics within? Like you have to keep each hour separate.
Kind of, yeah.
Right? 'Cause it's not like you can be like, "We'll come right back with."
Kind of, yeah. Each hour is its own hour.
Okay.
I mean, but I'll mention, hey, coming up next hour.
All right.
Because you kind of have to do that every once in a while. So for the most part, I try and keep it all contained into 1 hour.
Because it's not just KTRS that's doing that.
Right, yeah. I mean, no one's told me otherwise. I mean, Westwood One, I don't even know if they know that I work for them.
Who?
I mean, they sent out a press release a couple weeks ago. I was like, "Whoa, I didn't even know you guys knew I worked for you." I mean, they leave me completely alone. The woman, I have a meeting with the woman every 2 weeks, and she just checks in. She's like, "Just keep doing what you're doing. We love it." I'm like, "Okay." I mean,
They just send you a paycheck and you have to fill out your own name on the check.
I mean,
can you make that out to cash?
Yeah.
Here's what's interesting is this national radio show is okay with me, but there were some local program directors that had an issue with me.
Of course.
Don't do this, right? They tied me up in a box. Meanwhile, Westwood One's like, "No, you're doing great. Just keep doing what you're doing." So
You're a peacock. Spread your wings and fly.
maybe I was a bit constrained at the other radio station I was working with. I won't tell you which one. I don't want to embarrass them. 6:58 here, Big 550 KTR, St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center. Here's Captain Paul Kopsky.
McGraw 270 North is crowded between 44 and Doherty Ferry. A couple of notes on the large sinkhole downtown near the Dome that has 44 closed in both directions between the Musial Bridge and the Poplar Street Bridge. That closure will last until at least this weekend. All traffic wanting to go towards downtown on 70 must get off at Tucker, and all traffic heading downtown on 44 East will want to get off at the Park exit. This traffic report is brought to you by McKnight Place Assisted Living. McKnight Place has become known for its high-quality amenities, personalized services, and expert care. With over 30 years of experience in top-quality senior living, McKnight Place Assisted Living knows how to help its residents live fulfilling lives. Call 314-993-3333 or visit them at mcknightplace.com. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Weather-wise, the next couple of days, we got some rain coming this afternoon. Could be severe. Heavy winds, scattered thunderstorms, high of 81. Some river flooding as well possible starting today, runs through Saturday. 64 degrees right now, 7 o'clock, KTRS St. Louis.
30 years going strong. We are live, local and locally owned. This is the Big 550, KTRS St. Louis.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston.
5 people are under arrest in an alleged plot to attack the UFC fight at the White House over the weekend. Sources tell ABC News the plan involved hooking explosives onto drones and flying them into nearby buildings, and then what's described as a second wave would rush a checkpoint. President Trump at the G7 summit touting his deal with Iran. Few details have been made public, and there seems to be some disagreement over whether the plan includes Israel's withdrawal from Lebanon. Iran says, yes, it does include that. Israel says no. President Trump says,
without the United States, there would be no Israel. Without me, there would be no Israel, because no other president was willing to do what I did.
ABC's Rachel Scott, traveling with the president, says,
so even though Israel and the U.S. got into this conflict together, Israel is making it clear they are not a part of this deal. In fact, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says Israeli forces will stay in Lebanon as long as necessary. The president even saying this morning that Israel would be nothing without him.
The president also meeting with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky at the summit. The price of gas has been falling, says ABC's Elizabeth Schulze.
The national average right at $4 a gallon, and Gas Buddy does expect that number could go down to $3.75 by the 4th of July if shipping does start to pick up in the Strait of Hormuz on Friday. There are still some big ifs there. One is that shipping companies are still waiting for clarity on this deal, with the ceasefire potentially expiring in 60 days.
The airlines are also saying fares won't be dropping this summer anytime, even though demand for travel has remained strong. The 8 people killed in the B-52 crash at Edwards Air Force Base still not identified. The cause still under investigation. Federal Reserve Board begins its 2-day meeting today under the new leadership of Chairman Kevin Warsh. Venus and Serena Williams back together on the court. They got a wild card entry to play doubles at Wimbledon. You're listening to ABC News.
Jill Farmer for Premier Heating and Cooling. Summer in St. Louis means your air conditioner basically clocks in with a full-time job. And if your AC is 15, 20, or maybe even 25 years old, it could be working a whole lot harder and costing you a whole lot more than it should. A newer, high-efficiency system from Premier Heating and Cooling can cut cooling costs dramatically compared to older units. In some homes, upgrading from a 20-year-old air conditioner to a modern, high-efficiency system can reduce energy use by 20 to 40%. And even a professional clean and check tune-up can improve efficiency, airflow, and help your system keep up during brutal heat waves. Add in a smart thermostat, and the Department of Energy says homeowners can save another 10% a year on heating and cooling costs. So before your old AC taps out during the hottest week of the summer, call the highly trained team at Premier Heating and Cooling. Financing options available. 636-916-1122. PremierHeatingCooling.net. Comfort you can count on.
Hey, Heidi here from my friends at Window Depot USA of St. Louis, where they do things right. They combine integrity and a focus on helping the community with local service you can trust. And with Window Depot's buying power, they can offer you triple pane performance at double pane pricing. Mention the Heidi special and receive 60% off installation with low payment options or up to 0% interest for 60 months. That's for qualified buyers. When you do things right, you create happy customers. Call 636-939-4800 or online at WindowDepotSTL.com.
Mom, what do you always say? There's nothing sadder than jewelry that sits in a drawer. That's why we are proud to offer jewelry repair on site at Newsetter's Fine Jewelry. We know that your jewelry is important to you, and we take that part of our job very seriously. Visit us at Doherty Ferry in Big Bend or learn more at wowdiamonds.com.
St. Louis Plaza Company Traffic Center. Here is Captain. No.
How about I'll do the news?
I'm sorry. The memorandum of understanding clearly states
The DocuSign.
we go to news right now. I apologize. It's Rose is taking over. 7:04. Here's Rose Dalton in the newsroom.
The community is stepping up to help the family of a teenager who drowned at a lake in Newtown over the weekend. A GoFundMe has been set up to help pay for the funeral expenses for 16-year-old Anselm Miwu. The Orchard Farm High School student fell off of a paddle boat in Beach Lake on Friday night. His body was discovered the next day. Anselm played soccer, ran track, and planned to study medicine in college. Meanwhile, 2 memorials have been set up along the lake in memory of Anselm. A prolific Lincoln County foster mother and exotic animal collector has pleaded guilty to abandoning one of her adopted children in Texas after trading her for a monkey. KTRS's David Solomon has more.
Authorities say 70-year-old Brenda Deutsch of Winfield sent her adopted daughter to live with another animal collector.
Deutsch pleaded guilty Monday after attorneys and prosecutors struck a plea deal to drop child abuse charges filed last April in exchange for her guilty plea on one count of child endangerment. The teenaged victim allegedly was taken to Texas weeks after telling authorities about abuse at the hands of Deutsch in an interview with the state in December of 2024. Authorities were tipped off to the teen's whereabouts in February of 2025 after she was reported missing from school. Deutsch faces a sentence of up to 7 years in prison. David Solomon, KTRS News.
The work to repair a sinkhole under I-44 in downtown St. Louis could take weeks. Crews are continuing their efforts to replace 3 water mains that ruptured last weekend, causing the sinkhole to form. The city expects repair work to continue for at least 2 weeks, but said they hope to reopen the interstate before then, once the area can be made safe. An interim commissioner of the Missouri Department of Elementary and Secondary Education has been named. Stacy Prius has been appointed the interim commissioner. She has 18 years of experience in educational leadership and previously served as the department's deputy commissioner. Prius replaces former education commissioner Carla Eslinger, who retired on June 1st. Amazon is increasing its investment in a new data center in Montgomery County. The company announced yesterday it plans to invest $10 billion in the project, increasing the projected cost of the development from an earlier estimate of $8 billion. Amazon said the project will create more than 400 permanent jobs. This KTRS Business Minute is brought to you by Walter Noel Florist, a place for all your floral needs, and you can place your order anytime at WKF.com. 62 degrees. Time now is 7:06. I'm Rose Dalton, KTRS News.
Okay, Rose Dalton. I put that story aside. I wanted to talk about that story. We'll talk about the data center.
Okay.
The data center story.
Okay.
However, we'll talk about that at 7:50. Because coming up here, we're going to check in with Stephen Portnoy at 7:20, and we can talk more about this data center that in Montgomery County, right? Amazon went from an $8 billion deal to a $10 billion deal. And that's the same place where was it Google announced that they're also putting their data center stuff in Montgomery County, which was another, I think, $15 billion. So looks like $25 billion in development money is going to be spent in Montgomery County.
So they're going to do both of them?
One's right next to the other. Yes. Yes, we'll talk about that. However, raise your hand if you don't like data centers. Okay, I see all those hands. Raise your hands if you do like data centers. Okay, there's a couple of stragglers in the back there, I see. Listen to this story from the Wall Street Journal, which is a legitimate news source. This came down on, I believe, Friday. A school district in Louisiana says some teachers will receive bonuses of more than $50,000 this year thanks to tax revenue linked to Facebook platform's data center construction project. Now, a show of hands, who's in favor of data centers and who's against data centers? $50,000 bonuses to teachers in a parish in Louisiana because of the revenue increase of data centers. Local officials said the windfall for teachers, funded by a portion of the parish's sales tax, reflects the influx of economic activity that is helping revitalize a slumping region. The parish brought in $42 million in sales and use tax for the first 9 months of the current fiscal year, more than double last year's total, according to the Northwest Louisiana Finance Authority. Facebook also separately made a $22 million tax payment to the parish in May. The bonuses, which for some teachers are larger than their salaries, come at a moment when public opposition to data centers is at its highest. An ordinance passed in 1968 lets the school board collect 1% sales tax to fund teacher bonuses. The Richland Parish School Board said in a news release that teachers would get bonuses of as much as $50,000 this year, up from a maximum of $10,000 last year. It's unclear how many teachers will get the full $50,000. Salaries in the school district range from $29,000 to $52,000, according to the latest data available. As you can see, things like this are huge benefits to our people, said Scott Franklin, director of the Parish Chambers Commerce. A former rice farmer, Franklin sold land for the data center to Meta, to Facebook. Anybody that complains about teachers getting a $50,000 check, they just instantly lose all credibility with me. Meta and other tech companies have increasingly been seeking talking points to counter the surge in negative sentiment, so on and so forth. When it was first announced, the plans for a Meta 4 million square foot Louisiana data center called Hyperion, the state's economic development body said that the $10 billion facility would create 500 jobs, indirectly stimulate an additional 1,000 jobs, and employ 5,000 workers in the construction. It's unclear how many of those jobs will be long-term once the data center is complete. Yada, 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 and yada. $50,000 for taxes being generated by this data center as they construct it in the first year.
So where did you find that story?
Wall Street Journal.
Is it like front pagey or you know what I mean?
I saw it yesterday too.
So I guess I
read it online, so I don't know what the front page is anymore.
Like if you're 4 data centers here in St. Louis, wouldn't that be the first? That's like the perfect example of why they're so good. You know what I mean? Like that to me would be the main. These teachers are getting $50,000 bonuses, which is so warrant. You know what I mean? That's great. Like that's to me. I'm now for data centers.
Oh, all
it's
right.
that simple.
Okay.
I wasn't really against them. I just didn't have any.
All right. Well, don't
know
move to
that
St. Charles. Don't move to St. Charles.
Montgomery County.
They'll come for pitchforks for you. I'd move to Montgomery County. Imagine the windfall they're going to get over all this.
I know. That's what God, teacher, like that's great.
Here's what I don't understand about the data center debate. And I don't know if I'm for them or against them. I don't know if I know enough about it yet. But the people who are building it are doing a terrible job of explaining the benefits of the data center.
This should be used is the forefront, like the visual aid that everybody needs to see the benefits.
It's not my job to promote data centers. It's not my job to sort of curry favor with Sam Page. It's my job to be interesting and entertaining. And if you want to pour gasoline on the fire, data centers are an economic boon to people. It might be that they might have to put up with 3-headed fish to get that $50,000 bonuses.
Yeah,
but they're getting $50,000 bonuses in this parish in Louisiana because of the financial windfall of data centers.
Right. And nobody loves them. Nobody wants, you know what I mean? It's not like it's just the way it is. It's the realities of the things. And like I said, it's that simple. If teachers are making that much, they're getting bonus because of it, then by all means, build some data centers.
It's another thing to put on the pile and, at least chew on. Yeah. We had the guy on a couple days ago said the Armory is going to produce $40 million in tax revenue for the city of St. Louis. That has to raise their water bills 80% because the infrastructure is so bad. And okay, why is this bad? Why is the Armory data center bad? Because why now?
Because there'll be a bunch of revenue in order to fill that big sinkhole.
$40 million a year? Think about that for a second. In 5 years, they will earn as much money as the Rams settlement just from the Armory and its data center.
Yeah. Well, I can't believe you'd fight it just with look at the sinkhole. The 44 is closed for 2 weeks because of failing water, under infrastructure.
It's the city is broke.
Yeah. Here.
What about and somebody wants to give you $40 million a year to turn the Armory into a data center?
No.
I mean, it's kind of like, what are you people thinking? Mm-hmm. 7:14 here, Big 550, KTRS, St. Louis Plaza Company Traffic Center. Here is Captain Paul Kopsky.
McGraw, we are accident-free, and it's been a quiet start to the morning. In East St. Louis, 64 West is heavy between 25th Street and 5564 West. 270 North is just a little slow from Big Bend to Doherty Ferry. And we have bridge maintenance operations on 5570 East between 64 and Exchange in East St. Louis. This traffic report is brought to you by the Rockwood School District. Are you looking for a new part-time or full-time job opportunity? Consider Rockwood School District with openings for custodians, cafeteria workers, and groundskeepers with great benefits, competitive pay, and flexible hours. Apply online at rsdmo.org/jobs. That's rsdmo.org/jobs. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
From the Woods Basement Systems Weather Desk, local experts for basement waterproofing, foundation repair, crawl space repair, and more. woodsbasementsystems.com.
I'm First Alert 4 Chief Meteorologist Steve Templeton. Tuesday, a high of 81. We'll watch for a shower or storm late morning through the afternoon. An isolated storm with some strong winds, not out of the question. But a better chance for severe weather will arrive Wednesday, but not until the evening. So it's hot and windy during the day. A high of 90 Wednesday, gusts to 40 miles per hour. Then we'll watch for that severe risk Wednesday evening, a chance for some strong to severe storms. That's the latest from the First Alert 4 Weather Center. I'm Chief Meteorologist Steve Templeton for the Big 550 KTRS.
All right, let's check in with Walter Knoll. You need flowers? Yeah, Walter Knoll Florist will help you out. Happy occasions, sad occasions. Everybody loves tulips. We're kind of at a tulip season, but Walter can always get tulips for you. And we're into daisy season. Bring over a fistful of daisies with some chocolate. Oh, my God, nice little bow tie. Girls guaranteed to go out with you. Get that little lard in your hair. Perfect. That's what you do. Walter Knoll Florist, 1-800-341-ROSE, 1-800-341-ROSE. Let Walter Knoll take care of all of your floral arrangements. Don't forget about centerpieces. It's wedding season. They have a whole wedding department. You sit down with the wedding coordinators. They'll make sure the church and the reception and everything is all taken care of. And when you walk into a wedding, you know when Walter Knoll is in charge of the flowers. It just looks a little bit nicer. I've been to a couple of weddings where Walter Knoll has been in charge, and you can definitely tell this is a Walter Knoll wedding. So for all of your floral needs, 1-800-341-ROSE or WKF.com. Let Walter Knoll be your family florist.
Are you ready to begin your home purchase journey in 2026? The Royal Banks of Missouri Mortgage Team is here to help you every step of the way. Their local lenders offer competitive rates and personalized support so you can focus on creating the space of your dreams. Discover how Royal Banks of Missouri can partner with you to unlock the door to your new home. Call 314-212-1500 to learn how they can help find the right home loan for you. Royal Banks of Missouri, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Something is happening in St. Louis. People are driving past other Kia dealers and heading straight to HW Kia. Why? Payments. Lease a brand new HW Kia K4 for just $189 a month. That's right. A new K4 just $189 a month on a 24-month lease. That payment is skimpier than summer swimwear. Plus, HW Kia needs your trade like St. Louis needs air conditioning. Get up to $3,000 over book value for your trade. Running or not, pretty or not, paid off or not, HW Kia wants it. If your credit's a little sunburned, don't panic. HW Kia wants to work with you. So keep driving past those other dealers and get to HW Kia during the Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event. HW Kia in the heart of West County on Manchester Road. And remember, Big D wants to see you in an HW Kia. Start now at HWKia.com. With approved credit to well-qualified buyers through Kia Finance. 2026 K4, $36.95 lease. Discount includes $850 in lease cash, 10,000 miles per year, no security deposit, plus 95 license matching fee. Expires 6/30/26.
I'm Mark Cantor. Here's why you can count on Cantor Injury Law.
My name is Michelle. I'm a litigation paralegal at Cantor Injury Law, and you can count on Cantor because we are smart, honest, and hardworking.
I'm Kevin Glenn, and a partner here at Cantor Injury Law. You can count on Cantor because we make your cause our cause.
No fee if no recovery. Please visit CantorInjuryLaw.com or call us at 314-628-9999.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Hi, I'm Mike Robinson with Robank Properties, and I want your fixer-upper home. It's crazy to spend a ton of money fixing it up when I will pay you top dollar right now. I don't even care what condition it's in. Your trash is my treasure. No inspections, no contingencies, just cold, hard cash. Call me, Mike Robinson, at 314-283-0867. That's Mike Robinson, 314 314-283-0867 or at robangproperties.com.
Jill Farmer for my friends at Patriot Build Sunrooms and Luna Builds. Combining the capabilities of these two excellent companies allows them to create any outdoor space you imagine. It's going to add value to your home, and you're going to love it. This makes them unique in St. Louis. Essentially, if you can dream it, they can build it. From the highest level custom finishes to more user-friendly projects, their craftsmen will make it a reality. Give Patriot a call for a free design consultation, 314-822-3232, or visit their Kirkwood showroom online, patriotbuildsstl.com.
McGraw, live in the morning on KTRS.
7:20 here, Big 550 KTR. Stephen Portnoy joins us, ABC News. Stephen Portnoy, Gavin Newsom made some news yesterday, the governor of California. What did he say?
Well, he said that he's a target. He and his wife, I should say, are targets of federal prosecutors. He says in recent days, federal agents have knocked on the doors of family, friends, and former employees. Not because they found a crime, Newsom says, but because they're simply trying to find one. Now, the governor did not specify what this is all about. He did indicate that it's his belief that bank records have been subpoenaed by federal investigators because some of these questions that have been asked involve transactions that Newsom says only someone who's seen the records would be able to know about. But sources familiar with the matter tell ABC News that investigators in California, we assume federal investigators in California, have been examining the tax returns filed by Governor Newsom's wife, Jennifer Siebel Newsom, who is a documentary filmmaker and has her own production company. Now, Newsom said yesterday, quote, "You can subpoena my records, you can investigate me, you can harass me, put my name on any and every enemy's list you have, but leave my wife and my family out of your personal vendetta." Of course, the suggestion there is that President Trump has directed whatever investigation's ongoing and done it because he and Newsom have a rivalry. I mean, you've heard President Trump use vulgar terms to describe the governor of California, calling him an incompetent guy who doesn't get the job done. And Newsom says that he's a target because he's considering a run for president in 28, that Donald Trump hates that he's consistently called him out over and over again for his lies and deceit. Newsom insists he has nothing to hide here, and in fact, he's leaning into this fight, disclosing the apparent investigation and trying to raise money off of it. He said in a fundraising email yesterday, quote, "Mr. President, come after me. I'm not going anywhere, and the country is watching."
There was some idea, or do we know when this investigation began? Could it have started during the Biden administration?
You know, I don't have any hard and fast information on that. I have seen that suggestion. I also saw a report that indicated that it began in 2025, which would not be during Joe Biden's presidency, likely. So it's hard to really pin that down. I mean, we've asked the Justice Department for information. We've gotten no response. We've gotten no answer from the acting attorney general yesterday as he was on Capitol Hill and reporters shouted questions at him. He didn't want to talk about Gavin Newsom. So I guess we'll have to see. Newsom, this is interesting too, Newsom filed yesterday a Freedom of Information Act request with the Justice Department to try to see if there's any documentary evidence of some sort of direction about Newsom from the White House or other senior administration officials. We'll see if that bears fruit.
Interesting. But Gavin Newsom, normally a Department of Justice investigation is quiet. This became public because he personally made it public, correct?
Well, typically, and listen, if it's a white-collar investigation, oftentimes what the Justice Department and the FBI will do is they'll reach out to you and or your lawyers or your associates, and you're probably aware that the Justice Department or the FBI are sniffing around. And what happened yesterday is Newsom made it public that he perceives that they're sniffing around, talking to family, friends, former employees, apparently knocking on doors. And so he decided, rather than keep that quiet, to make it public. Now, I read one report that indicated that Newsom and his wife have not received what's called a target letter, which would be the formal notification that they are the target of a grand jury investigation and, maybe, at a certain point, would be offered the opportunity to appear before the grand jury to explain their side of the story. Typically, that is how that process works. But that also indicates that you're right on the cusp of an indictment when you get that sort of target letter.
Yeah.
So maybe this investigation's in an relatively early stage.
Just a point of order. This is about Gavin Newsom's current wife, and it has nothing to do with his former wife, Kimberly Guilfoyle, who was the ambassador to Greece, who was Don Jr.'s ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, I think you've got that right.
Okay.
The chair recognizes the parliamentary inquiry.
Okay. Just wanted to make
proper
sure.
point of order.
Okay, it was his current wife, not his former wife. It was a girlfriend of the president's son. Just wanted to make sure I got that that all straightened out. Stephen Portnoy, great stuff as always. Thanks for checking in, my friend.
You bet.
You got it. 725 here, Big 550 KTRS. A lot of people don't know that Kimberly Guilfoyle was Gavin Newsom's wife. They got divorced, and she became a star on Fox News, and then started dating Don Jr., and they broke up just as President Trump was winning the election. And then shortly thereafter, she was appointed ambassador to Greece. And so now Kimberly Guilfoyle is the ambassador to Greece, who used to be the wife of the governor of California. Just wanted to make sure. Don Jr. went on to marry
someone else
recently.
So, yeah.
In which President Trump couldn't make the wedding. And whose ex-wife is dating Tiger Woods?
That's Eric's ex-wife.
Eric's ex-wife is dating Tiger Woods.
Eric's ex-wife, Vanessa.
Gotcha. It's very confusing. Just wanted to make sure everyone. Just wanted to make sure everyone's got the family tree going.
Vic.
726 here, Big 550 KTRS. Outdoor living. Pat Leahy and the gang getting ready to drop off the materials at my house to start the deck. My neighbor just finished up using outdoor living, and shall I say drool? There is quite a bit of drool in the neighborhood. He finished his deck and he's walking around like a peacock. Look at my deck, ladies and gentlemen. It's pretty nice. I went over there as they were building it, and I knew it was going to be a nice deck. I did not know how nice of a deck it was going to be. That metal framing is so nice, and it's so sturdy. Wrap it with the composite decking and the rail and the wide steps, and they really, really, really do a nice job. And when it's all said and done, you get a 50-year warranty. We've all been there where you're on a deck, a friend's deck, your deck maybe, and it's made of wood, and it's been fried by the sun after all these summers, and it starts to creak, it starts to bow, it starts to warp a little bit, and oh my goodness, then it all of a sudden becomes unsafe. When Outdoor Living builds you a deck, it gets a 50-year warranty because they use the metal framing, the metal studs, and then they wrap it in composite decking. You get the options of lights and everything else. If you're in the market for a new deck, here's what you do. Check out the showroom. It's a great place to start. They're constantly updating it with new materials and new styles and new designs. You can get all sorts. We went there and we thought we knew what we wanted. And once we walked in, then, of course, you have 1,000 different options, colors, designs, style. All of that is available and at your fingertips, and you can just sort of pick and choose right there from the showroom. Start at the website, OutdoorLivingInc.com. But when you're ready, Big Bend and I-44 in Kirkwood, 314-966-3325. Outdoor Living or OutdoorLivingInc.com. St. Louis Plaza Company Traffic Center. Here is Captain Paul Kopsky.
McGraw, we are accident-free, and it's been a quiet start to the morning. In East St. Louis, 64 West is heavy between 25th Street and 5564 West. 5570 West is congested between Illinois 203 and 64. 64 West heavy from Hampton to Big Bend. 270 North is busy from 44 to 64. The worst of it is around Big Bend. And there are bridge maintenance operations on 5570 East between 64 and Exchange in East St. Louis. This traffic report is brought to you by Dents Express. Drive time can be hectic with traffic, weather, and fender benders. Dents Express can help with hassle-free dent removal, minor collision repair, and hail damage repair. Free evaluations, and they take care of the insurance paperwork. They've got 2 locations on Manchester and Baldwin and in St. Charles. DentsExpressSTL.com. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Point of order. We were wrong, and we admit we're wrong. Tiger Woods is dating Vanessa Trump, is the former wife of Donald Trump Jr.
Oh.
Laura Trump is married to Eric. She's the one hosting the show on Fox. Couple of text messages, and I just confirmed it on the box here in the studio. Tiger Woods is dating Vanessa Trump. She's stuck with him through his, I guess he's apparently in rehab now. And then Don Jr., Vanessa is Don Jr., so Don Jr. was married to Vanessa Trump. I think they had 5 kids. Then he was dating Kimberly Guilfoyle, and now he's married to this new one.
Kai is the golfer girl who was with him at the Knicks game.
That's the daughter. Yeah, that's
the Trump's granddaughter. President
correct.
Trump's granddaughter.
Correct, yes. 7:30. Sorry about that. We're wrong. We admit when we're wrong and made the correction and move on.
Sorry, I didn't know.
That's all right. It's hard to keep the Venn diagram going. 7:30. Let's go to the newsroom. Here's Rose Dalton.
This newscast is brought to you by Ryan Raphael, the Medicare man. Police and rail authorities say at least 9 people, including 2 children, are dead after a train collided with a bus in Zimbabwe. The crash today at a railway crossing in Triangle, a sugar-producing town in the south. U.S. allies at the Group of 7 summit are pushing the war in Ukraine back on President Donald Trump's agenda. The Iran conflict has recently overshadowed the war in Ukraine. French President Emmanuel Macron aims to persuade Trump to support Ukraine and pressure Russia for peace. In local headlines, Illinois Senators Jason Plummer and Erica Harris are set to host an end-of-session town hall tonight to provide residents with an update on recent legislative activity from the 2026 spring session. The town hall is scheduled from 6 until 7:30 tonight at the Edwardsville Gun Club. Portraits of Hope will be popping by Shriners Children's St. Louis on this morning to aid patients in the creation of beautiful art pieces that will be part of a larger installation used to help celebrate our country's 250th birthday. This fall, the installation will float on the Lincoln Memorial Reflecting Pool, even shining at night, for a 4-week stretch. Are you or a family member turning 65, and are you happy with your current health plan? For the right plan, call the Medicare man, Ryan Raphael, at 314-368-6808. 64 degrees. Time now is 7:31. I'm Rose Dalton, KTRS News, the talk of St. Louis.
Just a point of order. Half the people on the text line are ready to pitch forks at me. Here you go. Don Jr., right, was married to Vanessa, who then is girlfriend of Kimberly Guilfoyle, now married to Benita Anderson, who happens to be Jeffrey Epstein's banker's daughter. So, yes, Jeffrey Epstein's banker's daughter is Benita Anderson, now married to Don Trump Jr. Now, is everybody happy? We got it all out there?
Who's Barron dating?
I don't know who Barron Trump is dating. I don't know.
Tiffany got married.
He is tall.
Yes, taller than his mom.
7:32, Big 550, KTRS.
St. Louis is a small town, and we all know it, especially Indoor Comfort Team. Since their beginning in 1979, Indoor Comfort Team Heating and Air Conditioning has served their neighbors with old-school honesty and integrity, fair and common-sense pricing, and fast, reliable service with real human support. When you call them, whether you need a second opinion or a whole new HVAC system, you'll get a real human being on the other line. No AI, no robot answering machines. From HVAC installation to repairs, even water heaters, Indoor Comfort Team will take care of you. With summer already upon us, maybe it's time to get that air conditioner checked. Indoor Comfort Team takes care of our community because they're a part of it. Check them out today at indoorcomfortteam.com
or call 314-894-8200.
I'm Farmer Dave, and here's my good friend and owner of MasterCars Inc., Alex Rosenberger, with today's hot MasterCars Inc. deals.
Thanks, Farmer Dave. We are very busy buying, selling, and trading some very impressive luxury and performance vehicles. I have bought a lot of great cars and motorcycles from Big 550 listeners this month and need more. If you have a super clean performance or luxury vehicle, what about a very low-mile everyday car? Classic car? Pristine, hard-to-find motorcycle? Entire collection? I'm interested in buying if so. Hop on our site and submit your vehicle, MasterCarsInc.com. We'll reach out right away. It's okay if you still owe money. We'll make the payoff on your behalf and cut a check for your equity. Very simple, all local, all face-to-face. We buy, sell, and trade every day.
So rev that motor and point your car in the direction of MasterCars, Inc. and buy or sell today. 4100 Namioki Road in Granite City, or visit MasterCarsInc.com to get more details. That's MasterCarsInc.com. I'm Mike Robinson with Robank Properties. I want to buy your home. Any property, any condition, and always as is. I will pay top dollar with no contingencies and no inspections. You walk away with cash. So don't waste time and money making repairs and paying real estate commissions. Call me, Mike Robinson, at 314-283-0867. That's 314-283-0867. Or go to robankproperties.com. That's ROBANG properties.com.
It's not your typical game day look. Sunday, June 28th at Busch Stadium, the Cardinals face the Miami Marlins, and fans can receive a soccer-style Cardinals jersey presented by Purina. Clean, sporty, and unmistakably Cardinals, it brings a fresh energy to the ballpark from first pitch on, and kids take home a vibrant Cardinals soccer ball to keep the action going long after the final out. 2 ways to play, one big Sunday. Get tickets at cardinals.com/promotions.
Every Sunday home game is a Kids Sunday at Busch Stadium. From Team Fred Birding games to a kid-friendly DJ, ice cream, and family favorite activities. Sundays are built for young fans. Plus, select Sundays feature kids run the bases after the game. It's a day made for smiles, memories, and Cardinals baseball together. Make Sundays your family tradition at Busch Stadium. Tickets and details at cardinals.com/KidsSunday.
Inland Marine Boats in Barnard has been serving your boating needs for 40 years. Hi, I'm Jim, and this is my son, Ryan.
Remember, you only get 18 summers with your kids. Make the most of them with a boat from Inland Marine Boats, your Mercury Marine dealer.
Kohl's Father's Day gifts are so good, Dad won't be able to stop bragging about them. To his friends, to his barber, to the server who did not ask. He'll even brag to you, the person who literally bought it for him. From comfy polos to stylish shoes and more, plus 20% off across the store. Get gifts Dad'll be talking about for months at Kohl's and Kohl's.com. You've been warned. Select styles. Offer ends June 21st. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
McGraw Millhaven on KTRS.
I can name that artist in 17 minutes. This is like once I know it, I'm gonna. It's like
Don't tell him.
I guessed Ambrosia. That's
You're
wrong.
close. I mean, you're definitely in the ballpark.
Definitely so close, but it's one guy.
It's an artist.
Who is it?
74 years old today.
Who is it?
Gino
Vanelli.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have his CD when you graduated college?
I did not have his CD.
No,
I did
it was a
not.
45.
I did not
Did you
buy
have
an
the-
Air Supply CD.
The 8-track?
But my buddy made an Air Supply Love Tunes 2 tape, and I may or may not have absconded with that from time to time. Gino Vanelli. There you go. I went to school with Gino Vanelli.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. All right, listen to this. This is worthy of a 738 segment. Rose had this in the news. Amazon said a while back that it was going to invest $8 billion in a data center in Montgomery County. Montgomery County is halfway between St. Louis and Columbia. Herman, right? Think of Herman, right on the Missouri River. That's Montgomery County. That's the southern tip of Montgomery County. Well, yesterday it was announced that Amazon is no longer going to invest $8 billion in a data center in Montgomery County. They've now upped it to $10 billion in Montgomery County. The company said the project will create 400 permanent jobs, thousands of construction jobs. Montgomery estimates it will produce hundreds of millions of dollars in new property tax revenue over 25 years, according to a news release issued by the Governor Mike Keogh's administration. Amazon also announced that more than $7 million in community contributions and provided new details about how the project's electricity and water demands will be addressed. So they're fighting back against some of the criticism about the water and the electricity. Now, Montgomery County is a very lovely rural community. A $10 billion investment in Montgomery is off the charts, exponentially the largest investment. I think it's the largest investment in the state of Missouri ever. Forget Montgomery County. Then on top of that $10 billion that Montgomery County is being invested in, Google announced a short time later that they are going to build a $15 billion data center by Google in rural Montgomery County, right there near the interstate of Highway 70 and Highway 19. Those two projects together, now $10 billion by Amazon, $15 billion by Google, and if I can do my math correctly, that's $25 billion. It will be Missouri's largest concentration of data centers. Today's announcement, Mike Keogh said, represents a major investment in Missouri's future. It represents new opportunities for Montgomery County and the surrounding region. The state did not say what accounted for the $2 billion increase in Amazon's projected investment. Let's see here. Amazon said, reading from the Business Journal, the Amazon said the community centers include $3 million for Montgomery Emergency Services, $1 million for the gathering space at Montgomery Fairgrounds, an additional $3 million for community programs. That funding includes $150,000 in grants for local projects. Amazon said it'll pay all the costs needed to connect the campus to Ameren, Missouri's electrical grid, and will receive no incentives or discounts on its electrical rates. The company will be subject to new rates for large electrical users required under legislation Missouri's lawmakers approved in 2025. Senate Bill 4 directed the Missouri Public Service Commission to establish rates structures intended to prevent residential and other existing customers from bearing unreasonable costs associated with data centers and other large load customers. Amazon did not disclose the projected energy demand. Ameren Corporation President and CEO Martin Lyons said, "We applaud the local and state leaders who support economic growth and job creation while ensuring that the consumer is protected." The project received partial permanent property tax abatement from Montgomery County. Under the previous disclosed incentive structure, Amazon would initially make fixed payments in lieu of taxes, but before payments increase from roughly 5 to 25% of a normal tax liability over time. The value of the tax breaks was previously estimated between $244 million and almost $1 billion, depending largely on the amount of computing equipment installed at the campus. So they're getting a tax break, huge tax break, of $244 million and or $982 million. But again, they're getting the tax breaks, but they're bringing in a boatload of taxes that is going to be paid. They're not doing this. Montgomery County isn't losing money on the tax revenue.
Well, so why do they do tax breaks like that for these huge? I mean, does it really make that big of a difference to the data center?
Yes, they're going to save, however millions of dollars, and the reason why they do it is because Amazon could go to Knob Noster, or they could go to Truman County, or they could go to St. Charles County.
Oh, so that's the best incentive each town can provide.
They pit one against the other.
Okay.
Right, yes. So there you go. Yes. The earlier estimate of $8 billion described the cost of the data center project. Amazon's new announcement places the planned investment at $10 billion. Amazon said it already employs more than 10,000 people in Missouri, a fulfillment and sorting centers, delivery stations, Whole Foods, and so on and so forth. So there you go. $25 billion in investment in Montgomery County.
How many people live there?
12,000 people live in Montgomery County. That's just, the numbers are nosebleed.
And, well, they keep throwing billion around like it's nothing anymore. I can't even wrap my head around it. But you mentioned $1 billion amounts almost every, like when we talk about this, almost on a regular basis.
And if you're just joining us, there was that story from the Wall Street Journal the other day where there's a parish in Louisiana is giving $50,000 bonuses to teachers because of the tax revenue that is being generated by these data centers. We had on the guy from Greater St. Louis Inc. the other day who said the Armory is going to throw off $40 million in tax revenue for the Armory data center to the city of St. Louis. So, look, it's just part of the gasoline pour on the fire to debate the data centers. So there you go. But Montgomery County, I mean, think if it was a $10 billion investment in the city of St. Louis or Kansas City, it'd be huge. If it was a $15 billion investment in either one of those, it'd be huge. It's in Montgomery County, which, with no disrespect, it's a nice, small, rural county with 12,000 people in it. Right there, right on the way to Columbia. And so that just might be the economic center of the state. If you think about it, it's going to generate more tax revenue maybe than the city of St. Louis, Montgomery County. Think about that for a second.
So now in Louisiana, do you know, I don't know if you know this, but did they campaign, like people vote on it like they do here, and then did they use that as... For
whatever reason, they got it through. For whatever reason they're doing it.
Like, did they say if this could generate huge bonuses for our teachers and what, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're like, oh, okay, cool. So then we want it.
The sales tax was already there. It was already implemented. So this is just an offshoot of the tax revenue that has been created because of whatever formula they use. The teacher bonuses have gone through the roof because of all this tax revenue that is being created. 746 here, Big 550 KTRS. Captain Paul Kopsky, St. Louis Classic Company Traffic Center. Take it away, Captain Paul.
We've got no accidents, but in East St. Louis, 64 West is heavy between 111 and 5564 West. 5570 West is congested between Illinois Route 3 and 64. 64 West slows down at 170. 64 West is heavy from Kings Highway to Big Bend. 270 North busy from Gravois to 44. And there are bridge maintenance operations on 5570 East between 64 and Exchange in East St. Louis. This traffic report is brought to you by McKnight Place Assisted Living. McKnight Place has become known for its high-quality amenities, personalized services, and expert care. But its history of making people a priority is what really sets itself apart from many other senior communities. Call 314-993-3333 or visit them at mcknightplace.com. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
From the Woods Basement Systems Weather Desk, local experts for basement waterproofing, foundation repair, crawl space repair, and more. WoodsBasementSystems.com.
Grab your umbrella today. Scattered showers and some rumbles of thunder in the forecast, but any rain that does fall happens between the morning rush and the evening commute today. Up to 81 for the high with periods of clouds and sun. Then we're mainly dry this evening and overnight, a low of 63. Hot, humid, and windy for Wednesday. Partly cloudy up to 92. And then let's be ready for some strong to potentially severe thunderstorms Wednesday evening and Wednesday night as a strong cold front moves in. From the First Alert 4 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matt Chambers for the Big 550 KTRS.
Neighbors Credit Union, neighborscu.org. Stop yelling at me, Carl. Neighborscu.org. I'll tell you all about Neighbors Credit Union, neighborscu.org. You want a home everything line of credit? Yes. You can do that at Neighbors Credit Union. You can use it for just about anything. Home improvements, vacations, debt consolidation, education, anything you want. It's a home everything loan, so you can use it for anything and everything. And you'll get a great low introductory rate for the first 12 months. That's a sweet little deal at Neighbors Credit Union. So when you take money out, they'll give you a lower interest rate. When you're putting money in, they'll give you a higher interest rate. They don't know what they're doing over there at Neighbors. They got it all backwards, but it's to our benefit. Neighbors Credit Union, been around 100 years. They started off as a credit union for letter carriers. All of those requirements have gone away. Now it's just all set up as a great place for you and me to save some money and to put our money into the credit union and watch it grow. 8 area locations, neighborscu.org, neighborscu.org.
John Beal Roofing has been proudly serving homeowners and businesses in the St. Louis metro area on both sides of the river in Missouri and Illinois for over 3 generations. A dependable roof begins with a team you can count on, and that's exactly what you get with John Beal Roofing. Recognized as one of Roofing Contractor Magazine's top 100 roofing companies, John Beal Roofing offers 24/7 emergency service and industry-leading warranties, including a lifetime workmanship warranty for total peace of mind. From upgrading an aging roof or completing a full replacement, the team at John Beal Roofing delivers solutions that are built to code, built to last, and handled with expert care. John Beal also responds quickly with reliable storm damage services backed by decades of experience and 24/7 emergency support. Get started today for expert service and a free, no obligation estimate by calling 1-800-NEW-ROOF. That's 1-800-NEW-ROOF.
Hey, it's Heidi, and I feel very lucky to love where I live. And I know Lauren Risley feels the same. And her team at Lauren Risley Realty wants you to experience that same great feeling. One of their mottos at Lauren Risley Realty is love where you live or move. Dream homes are their specialty. Actually, they do a lot of things right, because when you buy or sell a home, it's not just a transaction. What the Lauren Risley team does is build relationships, and I've seen that firsthand. So if you have plans to buy, sell, invest, or just have a question about any of it, call Lauren Risley Realty, 314-775-0684. That's 314-775-0684. You can also email Lauren at hello@laurenrisleyrealty.com.
Hey, Heidi here from my friends at Window Depot USA of St. Louis, where they do things right. They combine integrity and a focus on helping the community with local service you can trust. And with Window Depot's buying power, they can offer you triple pane performance at double pane pricing. Mention the Heidi special and receive 60% off installation with low payment options or up to 0% interest for 60 months. That's for qualified buyers. When you do things right, you create happy customers. Call 636-939-4800 or online at windowdepotstl.com.
Mexican Barrel House is an exciting new beginning for the well-known corner of Olive and Mason and Creve Coeur. You might know the spot, but have you seen the transformation? Our hand-picked decor is old Mexico, but Mexican Barrel House is anything but traditional. A great family history and authentic Mexican cuisine with a bold new flair. Dine in or carry out. We're sure you'll enjoy the experience. And what's a barrel house without a bar? Our happy hour is perfect for meeting friends or making new ones. Try Mexican Barrel House or MexicanBarrelHouse.com.
Hey, St. Louis, if you love the feel of cursive writing with a fountain pen, documenting your thoughts and idea through journaling, or just doodling, the 2026 St. Louis Pen Show is the place for you. Located in the Sheraton Chalet in beautiful Westport Plaza, the St. Louis Pen Show will run June 25th through the 28th. There will be over 85 vendors from all over the U.S. and Canada. Check out the website at stlpenshow.com. The 2026 St. Louis Pen Show, located at Westport Plaza in Maryland Heights, Missouri.
Galmish & Sons have been providing quality heating and cooling services since 1950. They work exclusively with Lennox, the preferred choice of St. Louis homeowners. Call Galmish & Sons for your next Lennox HVAC installation and service. 314-993-1110.
All eyes will be on Mizzou men's basketball this year, with one of the nation's top recruiting classes coming to the Zoo. You don't want to be watching from the couch while Mizzou Arena is rocking, so grab your black and gold and experience it. Go to MUTigers.com/MBBTIX to get your name on the season ticket request list for next season. Don't wait. Visit MUTigers.com/MBBTIX today. MIZ.
Live from Studio 550, this is The McGraw Show on KTRS.
$754 here, Big 550 KTRS. Let's see here. A $10 billion car factory would get the support and be dirtier than a $10 billion data center, and yet people don't want them. Doesn't make sense. 618, you're basing your opinion on data centers on promises. Why would you trust promises from the administration lately? It's not the Trump administration. It's the memorandum of understanding between Amazon and Montgomery County and the state of Missouri. So it's got nothing to do with the Trump administration. 3 and 4, woohoo, they'll deplete their water availability, but hey, nothing matters but money. 3 and 4, let me see this one. This guy wrote a book.
I mean, not to point out the obvious, but of course it's all about money. Like, I mean,
everything's all about
it's
money.
all about money. This is America. Like, I'm not trying to be, but like, it's all about money.
Yes.
So, okay,
Yes.
like we know that. Now it's like moving on and or, working around it, but it's always about money. Is there any other reason for anything?
There
No.
is something
Money,
to be said for that. Yeah. OMG, you earlier said this was not your job to promote data centers. However, this is the second time this morning that you started at... I can't. It's too.
The next one is 6. You started at 6.
They're giving starting at 6
o'clock.
I can't. Where's the o'clock part?
It's
4
4 above.
That you're promoting data centers. You only want to stress the financial aspect of the data centers, not the concerns that people have
regarding
the environment and other issues. I wholeheartedly agree the financial aspect of data centers is nothing to completely ignore, and the concerns
of people
are valid as well. If those concerns can be addressed, data centers can pretty much almost have anything they want, and those concerns have got to be addressed for people to feel comfortable having them around. I agree, 700%, which is why I say they've done a terrible job of explaining that data centers, how environmentally unfriendly are they?
And by the way, that message came across in 6 parts.
In 6 parts, yes, I know. And not 6 in a row. It was jumbled.
Yes.
I agree. I totally agree that the energy question hasn't been answered to the satisfaction of many. I also agree, we can also stipulate that China is gumming up the works, throwing out misinformation all over the place. And so is the water a question? Absolutely. Is the energy a question? Absolutely. But there's also other aspects of this that are pouring gasoline on the fire, throwing out misinformation. So what is the correct information? What isn't the correct information? People would rather believe bots coming from China trying to sow discord than, say, a businessman here in St. Louis who is, trying to build a data center. So in some ways, which is why I say the people building the data centers have done a terrible, awful, horrific job explaining what these things do, why they're important, and why they would be a benefit to the region. They've done a terrible, awful job. And again, we had Kevin O'Leary on from Shark Tank, who's involved with that data center in Utah, and I like the guy, but I don't think he was very convincing. I think he could have done a better job, to be honest with you.
Was he wonderful though?
He was fine. He was fine. He was very conversational and very nice. But I think there are better arguments to be made, but he didn't make them. But be that as it may, it isn't my job to promote data centers. It's my job to be interesting and entertaining. We have different, I said, well, anyway. 7:58 here, 7:58. Captain Paul Kopsky, St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, take it away.
McGraw, no accidents, but in East St. Louis, 64 West is heavy between Illinois 111 and 5564 West. 5570 West is congested between Illinois Route 3 and 64. 64 East slows down from McKnight to Big Bend. 64 West is heavy from Kings Highway to Big Bend. And 270 North is busy from Doherty Ferry up to 64. This traffic report is brought to you by Stages St. Louis. Get your season tickets now for the 2026 Stages St. Louis. The 2026 season is kicked off with the always hilarious 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. Then take a trip back to the 40s and 50s with Guys and Dolls. Stages will wrap up this year with the incredible true story of Come From Away. Call 314-821-2407 or visit stagesstlouis.org. From the KTRS St. Louis Plaza Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
From the Country Club Car Wash text line, China is responsible for campaigning against data centers in mid-Missouri, Fantasyland. Actually, there was a very interesting story in Politico last week that China is doing exactly that. They're trying to sow the seeds of discourse because they want to get a jump on artificial intelligence and they want to rule the world. And one of the ways is data centers. And if they can put a wedge between data centers being built and not being built, that is exactly what China is doing. Big story in Politico last week all about it as one example. So, Fantasyland, I don't think so. 8 o'clock, KTRS, St. Louis.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. The FBI says it foiled a plot using drones and explosives to attack the UFC fight on the White House lawn that was held Sunday night. 5 people are in custody. ABC Chief Justice correspondent Pierre Thomas has some of the details.
Sources telling ABC News that on Monday, 5 people were detained in connection with the alleged plot, with as many as 23 people allegedly involved. According to sources, suspects allegedly planned to use explosive-laden drones, which would be designed to hit buildings to spur a mass evacuation.
And then sources say the plan was to also attack a second wave as people rushed to checkpoints. Under arrest, suspects from Missouri, California, Nebraska, and Ohio. President Trump at the G7 summit in the French Alps saying the peace plan reached with Iran this week is better than the one negotiated by President Obama during his administration.
This deal is a wall to a nuclear weapon. His deal was a road to a nuclear weapon. My deal, they can't have a nuclear. They get blown up. If they have a nuclear weapon, they get blown up.
ABC's Karen Travers is traveling with the president.
President Trump today, during a meeting with the Emir of Qatar on the sidelines of the G7 World Leaders Summit, called the agreement between the U.S. and Iran, quote, fair and good. But he provided no new details of what's in the agreement, nor provided any timeline on when the text would be released. The president claimed that negotiations over Iran's nuclear program, to be addressed in this 60-day negotiating window, will be, quote, actually easier than getting to this point. Karen Travers, ABC News, Geneva, Switzerland.
The president says he'll send the agreement to Congress for review. Boeing confirms 2 of its employees were among the 8 people killed when a B-52 crashed shortly after taking off from Edwards Air Force Base in California yesterday. Heavy rainfall bringing flash flooding to Texas and claiming 1 life, a woman whose car was swept away in a creek. Texas Governor Greg Abbott declaring a disaster in counties. This is ABC News.
This is the Big 550.
Real hot.
KTRS St. Louis.
KTRS.com.
Julius Krasanik here, celebrating 54 years in this industry. My family owns Wholesale Siding Depot. That's WSDepot.com. Our seasoned customer service group has over 200 years of combined siding, window, and door experience. My grandson Elijah says,
Are you kidding me?
tired of companies that like to apply pressure to sell you high-priced fiberglass or wood windows? We offer the Anderson Fibrex family of windows in styles and colors, including black, at wholesale prices. What are you waiting for? We sell truckloads of siding, windows, and doors from CertainTeed, Anderson, Viwinco, Provia, and other major brands, all at wholesale prices, while offering a free contractor referral service for your expert installation needs. Keep it local, family, and professional. Visit WSDepot.com. That's WSDepot.com.
Hey, Heidi here from my friends at Premier U. Guys, let's be honest. If your energy is low, the weight keeps creeping up, your sleep is terrible, and you just don't feel like yourself anymore, it might be time to stop brushing it off as getting older. This June at Premier U, eligible new patients can receive their first month included when enrolling in a qualifying 6-month TRT weight management or wellness membership. Get the labs, get the answers, get back to feeling like you again. Book your consultation today at premierumed.com.
It's the half-price sale at Miller Furniture and Mattress, going on now through July 7th.
I'm Mark Miller, owner of Miller Furniture, your home for quality American-made furniture since 1927. Right now, save half off our list price on all in-stock items and get up to 60 months special financing.
Right now, it's half price on all Chatham & Wells mattresses when you purchase an adjustable base. Plus, up to $600 off select adjustable mattress sets from Stearns & Foster and Tempur-Pedic.
Take a seat and try out FlexSteel's newest custom comfort reclining sofas in the largest selection of their popular Z-Cliner collection sofas and lift chairs. Plus, the largest selection of Amish-made furniture with quick ship custom orders as fast as 3 weeks and half off. Visit any of our 4 showrooms in Belleville, Fairview Heights, Lake St. Louis, or Ellisville on Manchester Road. Don't miss the half-price sale at Miller Furniture, now through July 7th. At Miller Furniture, we put the family in furniture.
65 degrees at 8:04. Here's what's happening now. Missouri Attorney General Catherine Hanaway is suing a seller of home cameras and baby monitors, accusing it of concealing ties to the Chinese military via its manufacturer. KTRS's David Solomon has the story.
Hanaway is suing Lorex Corporation, which was originally owned by the Chinese manufacturer Dahua. The lawsuit filed in Jefferson County Circuit Court seeks strong remedies under the Missouri Merchandising Practices Act. This includes restitution of up to $1,000 for each Missouri consumer who has sold a Lorex camera over the past 5 years, damages exceeding $1.8 million, and injunctive relief barring continued illegal and false statements that misrepresent product security. Hanaway's office says Lorex misrepresented and omitted fundamental facts not only to consumers but to the retailers Missourians rely on to vet products sold in their stores, concealing Dahua's and in turn the Chinese Communist Party's involvement and threat to national security. David Solomon, KTRS News.
Police are investigating a series of vehicle break-ins in South County. Police say the suspects have smashed the windows of at least 50 vehicles in the Oakville area and stolen valuables inside, including one weapon. Governor J.B. Pritzker will sign his 8th consecutive balanced budget for the state of Illinois today. The Illinois General Assembly passed a nearly $56 billion spending plan for 2027 before the end of the spring legislative session. The spending plan includes new taxes on prediction markets, cryptocurrency, and digital advertising revenue. Anheuser-Busch is investing $20 million into its St. Louis headquarters and other area facilities. The money will go towards brewery and packaging equipment to support production of Michelob Ultra and other fast-growing brands. The brewer will also invest in a new local technical skills training center at its North American headquarters, which will focus on building and enhancing skills for early career operators and technicians. The funding is part of a $600 million investment in U.S. operations over 2025 and 2026. This KTRS Business Minute is brought to you by Walter Knoll Florists, a place for all your floral needs. Place your order anytime at WKF.com. 65 degrees. Time now is 8:06. I'm Rose Dalton, KTRS News, the talk of St. Louis.
You know him as the voice of Billikens basketball. It's time for sports with Bob Ramsey on the McGraw Show, powered by Baldy Electric on the Big 550 KTRS.
All right, let's check in with Mr. Bob Ramsey, who is a sports guru, of course, one of the trio of the afternoon show with Heidi and Josh. Good morning, Bob Ramsey.
Hey, good morning. How are we doing today?
Good. What'd you think of USA and Paraguay?
I thought it was dynamically stunning.
Tell me why. I thought they pressed the forwards pretty well.
Well, because they're finishing, pounding, scoring in a sport, and in particular an event where, we saw yesterday, a couple of the highly regarded teams had to play to a draw. Soccer, I think, more than any other sport, when a favored team or a team that's clearly better is locked down by an inferior team because they come in playing for a tie, hopefully maybe getting taking advantage of a mistake and a counterattack and maybe coming up with an upset win, but really going in playing for a tie. You see it at every level of soccer, and that's just part of the strategy when you're not competitive. And so they can play a great team to a draw.
Yeah, I thought they pressed their forwards pretty well. What do you think? I don't know what that means, but it sounds like I know.
Team USA?
I don't really know. I just wanted to ask a question that it sounded like I knew what I was talking about when it came to soccer.
Yeah, well, yeah. It didn't. It didn't.
Hold that thought. We need a hydration break. We'll be back in 3 minutes, okay?
For that, of course.
What do you think of those? That's controversial. those
Yeah,
breaks.
It shouldn't be. You want to make a little more money, get some commercials in.
Yeah.
Makes sense, actually.
Yeah.
And in the North American heat in the summer, now doesn't mean that every venue and every game is going to play in oppressive heat, but by and large, you kind of would expect that. That's okay with me.
All right.
Yeah, the fact that people think it's controversial, I think, is people looking for things to complain about.
All right, fair enough. That's that's our job though on talk radio is look for things to complain about.
Let's be happy. Let's be happy.
Let's be happy. Who are they playing next Friday? Who's the next game?
Help me out,
Carl. Hold on, our crack staff is here. Any major?
They're playing Friday against
Australia at 2.
Australia.
Yeah, the Aussies come in.
Gotcha. Any big upsets?
Now, you asked that question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Anybody could have looked it up on the internet. Who cares?
Who cares who they're playing?
If you really cared, you would have already looked it up.
I don't. I for the record, I don't care about the World Cup. For the record, I don't care at all. I don't understand the game. It makes no sense to me. I know that KTRS has got, you can't swing a dead cat here without somebody talking about soccer. God love you guys. I don't understand anything. I figured the audience would. That's why you're a bit of a soccer guy, so I figured I'd ask you because people wanted to hear about it.
I'm kind of in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah, but it should be a game that the U.S. handles. But again, Australia come in. What if they want? They might just lock it down defensively. And try and get a break. So anyway, that's enough of that.
Okay, good. How about this Texas Tech quarterback now leaving Texas Tech?
Yeah, get this. So he's applied to be in the supplemental National Football League draft because, and his lawyer said, and I think finally, wisely saying there's no real path forward to play at Texas Tech and make whatever they were going to pay him, 4, 5, 10, whatever millions of dollars they were going to pay him to be their quarterback. Once the Big 12 filed to get a federal injunction, his lawyers realized this was going to be a loser. So we better regroup and see if we can find a way for Sorsby, that's the quarterback, get this kid have somewhere to play. So he's going to take a shot at the supplemental draft. The NFL doesn't have it every year. I don't think anybody's been selected in it for a number of years, but it is potentially available to him. So if depending what the league thinks about a gambling addicted quarterback who may or may not be NFL caliber, we'll see if it gets to the draft. But thankfully, leadership of the Big 12 stepped up and said, this guy's not going to be eligible to play, not in our league. And they were going to be aggressively pursuing it. They did the right thing. And we don't say that much in college athletics anymore when it comes to money and sanctions. They did the right thing. They pressed the issue. Sorsby and his legal team folded. Now they're going to try and take care of the kid and see if they can get him into the pros. I think it all worked out to this point very well.
Well, now I don't know if you want to banish the kid forever. You want him to be able to make amends and sort of come back. There's got to be a carrot and a stick, I guess. But
why is that?
Well, I would think redemption is a part of life, right? People make mistakes. You want them to, get better and forgive, and right. That's part of redemption, right? I mean, is there a crime? Is there a crime not worthy of forgiveness for?
Doesn't mean you could be forgiven, but it doesn't mean you get to do whatever you want. Joe Jackson never got back into the game. Most pro sports, it's banned for life.
Yeah.
As we see, as gambling becomes a bigger and bigger part of American society, that those things will lifetime bans and that sort of thing is going to be softened more and more and more. And pretty soon you'll have a first baseman out on the field betting on the next pitch on his phone in his back pocket. I don't think it's good for athletics because if the integrity of the game you're watching is lost, you might as well be watching wrestling, which is fine. That's great. But if you want all your sports to be,
Well, I agree with you. It's 800%. but that ship sailed. That's
well, not in the Big 12.
Well, that's quaint. But has the NFL said anything that they would allow this guy into their league?
As of this morning, I haven't seen it. Again, they don't have to have a supplemental draft.
Right.
They have in the past, but it's been a few years. So now the NFL will decide if they want to have a supplemental draft. And I haven't seen anything on that this morning.
Yeah. It conjures up the whole story about Art Schlichter. Remember him, the Ohio State quarterback, who was a great quarterback, and his life was ruined due to gambling.
Yeah, and not to mention the sport itself, in NCAA basketball. We have the FBI investigating. We've had kids banned in college basketball. So it is a real and growing problem at higher level athletics, no doubt about it.
Yeah, and it's only going to get worse because
probably, yep.
Because the NFL owns the betting parlors now. Major League Baseball owns the betting parlors. Every time I watch a Cardinal game, I see Bet 360 on the screen. So they're in bed with all these gamblers. So
no question about it.
Yeah.
No question about it. So the problem's going to be when you see guys in the dugout betting on when the Padres are going to get that first hit against Dustin May.
Yeah.
That's now you go, is this really a legitimate athletic event?
Yeah.
And that's really problematic.
I hear you, Bob Ramsey. Always a little salty this morning. Like to see it. Yeah. Why don't you bring that salt to Josh and Heidi in the afternoon?
That's too much.
Okay.
That's too much.
Fair enough. Bob Ramsey, have yourself a good day. We'll check in with you tonight starting at 3.
See you, pal.
You got it. 8:15 here, Big 550, KTRS, St. Louis Plaza Company Traffic Center. Here is Captain Paul Kopsky.
McGraw, no accidents, but in East St. Louis, 64 West is heavy approaching 25th Street to 5564 West. 5570 West is congested between Illinois Route 3 and 64. 64 East slows down from McKnight to Big Bend. 64 West is heavy from Hampton to McCausland, and 270 North is busy between 44 and 64. This traffic report is brought to you by McKnight Place Assisted Living. McKnight Place has become known for its high-quality amenities, personalized services, and expert care. With over 30 years of experience in top-quality senior living, McKnight Place Assisted Living knows how to help its residents live fulfilling lives. Call 314-993-3333 or visit them at McKnightPlace.com. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
From the Woods Basement Systems Weather Desk, local experts for basement waterproofing, foundation repair, crawl space repair, and more. WoodsBasementSystems.com.
I'm First Alert 4 Chief Meteorologist Steve Templeton. Tuesday, a high of 81. We'll watch for a shower or storm late morning through the afternoon. An isolated storm with some strong winds, not out of the question. But a better chance for severe weather will arrive Wednesday, but not until the evening. So it's hot and windy during the day, a high of 90 Wednesday, gusts to 40 miles per hour. Then we'll watch for that severe risk Wednesday evening, a chance for some strong to severe storms. That's the latest from the First Alert 4 Weather Center. I'm Chief Meteorologist Steve Templeton for the Big 550 KTRS.
All right. Mom and Dad been calling you up. They're worried about the gutters and maybe the leaky basement, and maybe they need you to take you to the supermarket. But first, you need to go to the pharmacy and pick up the new prescription. And right after that, you got to go pick up Dad from the club. And then you got to come back and, oh, wait, can you go pick up the dry cleaning? It can be a little bit overwhelming, can it? Well, that's why they've invented Senior Concierge. It's a subscription-style membership that is dedicated to helping you, Mom, and Dad. It's 30 minutes of personalized concierge support each and every month. What's great is you can call them up and they can get the groceries. They can bring Mom and Dad to and from the hospital or the doctor's office or the pharmacy. They can run errands for you. They can take care of home repairs. It's safe, reliable, and full of quality. This allows you to actually enjoy Mom and Dad and no longer be their concierge. So you can hire somebody to take care of all this stuff for you. It's called Senior Concierge. It's a subscription-style membership. It's an app. And for one low price each and every month, you sign up And you get mom and dad taken care of, so you can go and enjoy being with them and going over the house and not dreading it and having time for your own life and your own errands and your own family, and yet still able to maintain and make sure mom and dad are safe and secure in their own home. SeniorCSTL.com, 314-270-7800. Find out more. It's a concierge service for mom and dad. SeniorCSTL.com.
You know, summer reading isn't just for kids. St. Louis County Library's Adult Summer Reading Club is happening June 1st through August 10th. You can sign up and receive a free book when you register. The program offers great prizes like books, Cardinals tickets, and gift cards. There's also fun programming happening all summer long. You can learn more at slcl.org.
Hi, it's Julie Buck to tell you about a trusted family business that I've been working with for years, Easter Fence and Deck. Chuck Easter and his family have been the go-to fence and deck company in the St. Louis area for more than 70 years. And when it comes to sunrooms, Easter Fence and Deck offers the top-of-the-line Better Living sunrooms that are absolutely spectacular. When it comes to fences, decks, and sunrooms, I would invite you to do what my family has done for years and trust the family-owned Easter Fence and Deck online at easterfence.com.
I'm Mark Cantor. Here's why you can count on Cantor Injury Law.
My name is Michelle. I'm a litigation paralegal at Cantor Injury Law, and you can count on Cantor because we are smart, honest, and hardworking.
I'm Kevin Glenn, and a partner here at Cantor Injury Law. You can count on Cantor because we make your cause our cause.
No fee if no recovery. Please visit CantorInjuryLaw.com or call us at 314-628-9999.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Summer has a way of bringing people together. Backyard barbecues, open patios, sunlight filling your favorite rooms. It's the season when your home takes center stage. And if your windows or doors are showing their age, there's never been a better time to refresh the spaces you enjoy most. Imagine more natural light in your favorite rooms, a patio door that glides effortlessly, and a home that's ready for everything summer brings. That's the difference beautifully crafted replacement windows and doors can make, adding comfort, style, and lasting value to the place you love most. Right now, buy one window or door and get one window or door 40% off. Call now to see how affordable summer comfort and style can be with flexible financing options available. From the moment you schedule your appointment, you'll experience the attention to detail and world-class service that's helped make Renewal by Andersen one of the most trusted names in home improvement. Schedule your free window and door diagnosis by June 30th. Call 877-WINDOWS or visit renewalbyanderson.com today. Renewal by Andersen. Superior products, exceptional service.
Are you or a family member needing to sell your home? Then call me, Mike Robinson with Robank Properties. I will buy your home in any condition and always as is. Call me at 314-283-0867. That's 314-283-0867. No contingencies, no inspections, just cold hard cash. I'll save you time and money. So make that call now and let me buy your house. RobankProperties.com. That's ROBANG Properties.com.
Hey, this is Zipper Zeppa. You know, St. Louis has great sports, great entertainment, time for some great conversation. That's why I'm excited to invite you to the Mater Media Speaker Series. We're bringing in Bill O'Reilly, Cardinal Dolan, John O'Leary, other national speakers at the J. Scheidegger Center for the Arts, Lindenwood University. Tickets are on sale. Don't wait. Early bird pricing going on now. Go to matermedia.org. That's MATERMEDIA.org.
It's Julie Buck here to tell you that the patio is open at Bishop's Post right next to Chesterfield Mall. Get your reservations in now and go to Bishop's Post. You will love it. Tell them Julie Buck sent you, bishopspost.com.
Now back to McGraw, presented by Londoff Chevrolet, the Londoff Autoplex, and Londoff.com on the Big 550 KTRS.
All right, it's 8:23 here. Antonio French, St. Louis Post-Dispatch columnist, joins us every Tuesday, Thursday. Good morning, Antonio.
Hey, good morning.
So the judge rules in this state takeover of police, sort of a mixed bag. I guess it's a win for the city and a win for the state. Take us through this.
Well, the big win for the city is that the judge did rule that there is a such thing as an unfunded mandate here, and if the state is going to control the police department and they come in and start doling around all these huge expensive benefits like insurance for life, that it's on the state to pay for that. They can't put that bill on the city. That was one of the city's main complaints about this whole thing. On the other hand, though, the judge did rule that under their interpretation that the state takeover was lawful. This was in relation to Megan Green's lawsuit against the city. And I think there's also another lawsuit that the city filed separately. So, how this one affects that one, I'm not sure.
Now, but part of this was that the judge also ruled that the city must use 25% of its budget on the police department?
It has to do a minimum, yes, something like that. So the minimum requirement, though, that it has to fund at least the minimum of what the police department or the police board asked for. That was something that the city lawsuit, and again, I think there's two lawsuits going on, both have complained about, and they wanted that to also be considered an unfunded mandate. If the state controls the police department, why shouldn't the state be paying for the police department, especially if they're adding new things, spending new things? The one thing, though, that the judge did say is that anything, this idea that the city has to pay for whatever the police department says their budget is not lawful. So the city will claim some wins. But clearly, there were some setbacks in this too.
I mean, she sort of split the baby in half, right? She gave the state a little something, and she gave the city a little something.
Yeah, they gave them both reason to appeal. So this thing will carry on for a while longer.
All right, we'll wait and see how the next round goes. Sam Page was in the news on Friday. He's up on charges with this flyer. The trial, I guess, is going to be in after he's out of office at the end of the year. I still can't figure out if this is something that he did nefarious or this is a political gamesmanship and they just don't like Sam Page.
Well, I still think this is, pretty weak sauce as far as, charges here. It does seem politically motivated. Obviously we've had our issues with Sam Page, but, bringing him up on charges like this, it seems pretty thin at best. That is happening after he gets out of office, I'm sure is something that, works in his favor. And last thing you want is the sitting county council, county executive to be on trial. So that works. But, man, I'm sure Sam Page will also say this is a huge inconvenience. It's expensive for him. He has to pay for a lot of this himself and some of it the taxpayers as well. So it's not good for anybody. Hopefully they can settle this thing.
Yeah. It is interesting, though, that they pushed it back to after he's out of office. I understand whether it's a nuisance or not, but in some ways the damage has been done after he's out of office. So what's the point of this trial happening after he's out of office?
Exactly. It doesn't affect, the county residents or taxpayers at all at that point. So if anything, though, I mean, theoretically, if he was to be found guilty and would have to reimburse the county for those expenses, then I guess, the county would still get his money back. But again, I just don't think this is really on anybody's radar. This is not any big concern. People have a lot of complaints about Sam Page. That mailer is not one of them.
Yeah, that's a good point. Finally, that sinkhole in the city of St. Louis, you've been talking, and it's been an issue about the water department, I guess front and center. You can't say the water department doesn't have a problem after looking at that sinkhole right in the middle of downtown St. Louis.
Man, they've been warning you. They've been saying it. And, it's one of those issues that nobody, really wants to put a lot into, especially money, especially the amount of money that they say they need. And so this has happened for decades, really. The city has just been kicking this can down the road. The water department has been screaming and saying, listen, it's an emergency, it's an emergency. And now we're starting to see a lot of these disruptions, whether they be water outages, broken mains, or, as we saw this week, the biggest sinkholes mankind has ever seen opening up downtown. Water, these pipes, they leak. They leak underground for a while. That water starts pushing away all that soil, and next thing you know, you're driving down the street and your whole car falls into the ground. So, some money was set aside from this RAM settlement fund. It's a drop in the bucket for what they say the needs are, but at least it's a start, and hopefully we can avoid more of these disasters before somebody actually gets hurt.
And luckily, first of all, nobody got hurt, because that could have done some serious damage if there was a car driving by. Keep your fingers crossed. It looks like Highway 70 or 44 is not affected. But they did this on the same day that they were passing a bill to raise the water rates to fix some of these problems.
Coincidence, fate, I don't know, and a cosmic exclamation point on the request. But the city is going to have to bite the bullet and not only commit some serious funds. It is going to be a rate increase that's been pushed for years, and nobody really wants to do this, but it looks like it's going to have to happen. And then in addition to that, somewhere down the road, we might have to do a bond issue if the issue is really that expensive and urgent. But infrastructure is, the basic function of government here. And in this case, the city has been not doing its maintenance for the last 10, 15 years.
Antonio French, good stuff as always. STLtoday.com. We'll read you there, and we'll hear you every Tuesday and Thursday. Have a good week.
Thanks. Have a good one.
You got it. Antonio French with us every Tuesday and every Thursday. A voice of reason in the wilderness. 8:30. Let's go to, what do you want to do? You want to do traffic and weather?
I'm playing it. It says it's playing, but it is not.
Mm-hmm.
You don't hear it, do you?
No, I don't hear it. No, I hear it. It's loud and clear. It's the app. The app's cutting out in your head. 8:30 here, Big 550 KTRS. So let's just go straight to traffic. Here's Captain Paul Kopsky. Captain Paul, take it away in the St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center.
McGraw, we are accident-free, just some slow traffic. In East St. Louis, 64 West is heavy from 25th Street to 5564 West. 64 East slows down from McKnight to Big Bend. 64 West is heavy from Hampton to Big Bend. 270 North busy from 44 to 64. And there's a stalled vehicle on 44 East before 141 in the right lane. This traffic report is brought to you by McKnight Place Assisted Living. McKnight Place has become known for its high-quality amenities, personalized services, and expert care. But its history of making people a priority is really what sets itself apart from many other senior communities. Call 314-993-3333 or visit them at mcknightplace.com. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
68 degrees here at the Big 550 KTRS. We're going to see some rain this afternoon. Some could be severe. Wind gusts could be severe as well. There's also a flood warning in effect through Saturday, high of 81. 8:32. Let's go to the newsroom. Here's Rose Dalton.
FBI Director Kash Patel says officials disrupted planned attacks meant to target the UFC cage fighting show at the White House this past weekend, and multiple people are in custody. The nature of the potential threat has not been disclosed. Details are expected to be released once charges are unsealed later today. Voters in Washington, D.C. are heading to the polls to select party candidates for mayor and congressional delegate. This primary marks the first time in a generation that residents vote for both positions in the same election. In local headlines, MoDOT will conduct a study to lower the speed limit along Manchester Road. This comes after the request of municipalities over concerns of traffic safety. And Backstoppers has launched the first ever preventative health initiative aimed at saving the lives of first responders. The new cardiac wellness program provides life-saving heart scans for police, fire, and EMS personnel across Missouri and Illinois. 68 degrees. Time now is 8:33. I'm Rose Dalton, KTRS News, the talk of St. Louis.
Right, let me tell you about Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital. Can I tell you about Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital? Grand and Shoto, that's where the new building is going up, the new hospital, and where they're going to see the cranes. Each time I drive by, it's amazing how fast they're putting this thing up. They are moving. When it's all said and done, it's going to be healthcare for the 21st century. Cardinal Glennon style. They're going to be continuing the science fiction of surgeries. Every time you talk to somebody over there, they tell you about another groundbreaking, revolutionary, science fiction type surgery that they're able to do and able to solve a problem that has been unsolvable. It happens every single day at Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital. It's a special place and one of the things we should be all very proud of. So, end of the year giving, estate planning. Want to find out more? Maybe you want to volunteer? They always are looking for great volunteers. Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital, SSM Health, Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital. That's the official name. Everyone calls it Cardinal Glennon. And to find out more, you want to go to Glennon, glennon.org. That's glennon.org.
Mexican Barrel House is an exciting new beginning for the well-known corner of Olive and Mason and Creve Coeur. You might know the spot, but have you seen the transformation? Our hand-picked decor is old Mexico, but Mexican Barrel House is anything but traditional. A great family history and authentic Mexican cuisine with a bold new flair. Dine in or carry out, we're sure you'll enjoy the experience. And what's a barrel house without a bar? Our happy hour is perfect for meeting friends or making new ones. Try Mexican Barrel House or MexicanBarrelHouse.com.
When you want to send flowers to a loved one for a birthday, anniversary, or that special occasion, call your friends at Walter Knoll Florist. Walter Knoll is family-owned and operated and offers custom designs by expert designers. A huge inventory and selection that only the largest florist can offer, with quality and care that no grocery store florist can meet. They have several locations in the St. Louis metro area to serve you. Order online today at WKF.com. That's WKF.com. Walter Knoll Florist, your personal florist since 1883.
John Beal Roofing has been proudly serving homeowners and businesses in the St. Louis metro area on both sides of the river in Missouri and Illinois for over 3 generations. A dependable roof begins with a team you can count on, and that's exactly what you get with John Beal Roofing. Recognized as one of Roofing Contractor Magazine's top 100 roofing companies, John Beal Roofing offers 24/7 emergency service and industry-leading warranties, including a lifetime workmanship warranty for total peace of mind. From upgrading an aging roof or completing a full replacement, the team at John Beal Roofing delivers solutions that are built to code, built to last, and handled with expert care. John Beal also responds quickly with reliable storm damage services backed by decades of experience and 24/7 emergency support. Get started today for expert service and a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 1-800-NEW-ROOF. That's 1-800-NEW-ROOF.
Kuna Food Service has been the trusted food supplier in the Midwest since 1918. For over 100 years, Kuna Food Service has been distributing the highest quality food products to some of your favorite restaurants while delivering superior customer service. When a restaurant puts their trust in Kuna Food Service, they get a team that truly cares about their success. That's why at Kuna, they like to say, they're big enough to handle it, yet small enough to care. Check them out online at kunafoodservice.com.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. 600 Kelwood, St. Louis.
At Midland, we know sometimes all it takes is a moment. A moment for an idea to spark, or to make it happen. A moment to find your dream, or build one. A moment to start your forever, or at least start planning for it. Whatever moments you have, Midland is here for them and can help you make them. Midland, brighter together. Visit us at midlandsb.com. Midland States Bank is member FDIC.
Now back to McGraw, presented by London Chevrolet, the Londoff Autoplex, and Londoff.com on the Big 550 KTRS.
talk a little vacation with Sherry Norris of Altair Travel and Cruises. Good morning, Sherry Norris.
Good morning, McGraw, Rose, and Carl.
All right. We'll make it quick because I know you got a meeting with Hein Bloom coming up here at 9 o'clock. You got to get ready for the daily meeting with the general manager of the Cardinals. Let's talk the Rocky Mountains. You've got a train for us to take to go through the Canadian Rockies?
Right. For many years, people might be familiar with Rocky Mountaineer, which does the scenic train in the Canadian Rockies, Lake Louise, Banff, Jasper, and all that. Well, a couple of years ago, they came to the United States, and they have a product now which is called the Canyon Spirit. And that goes from the Rockies to the Red Rocks, or vice versa. So it goes between Salt Lake City and Denver, with stops in Glenwood Springs and Moab. And from those places, there's more sightseeing besides just the scenery that you're seeing along the way in the train. So they have trips that start either with a 2-day train trip or a 3-day train trip. And you can add on nights in between. And you can do your sightseeing, explore the national parks besides just what you're seeing when you're on the train. And they have hosts along the way that tell you different fun stories about the history of the area. It's not all, facts and figures. They talk about bank robbers and, just historical things. So they keep it interesting. We just had 2 of our agents just come back. They're going to be back in the office today who just experienced it. So we're anxious to hear, what they had to say. I know some of the pictures they sent back to us. It was just beautiful. And all your services are on the train. They have very good food. The chef comes around and takes your order. You usually have 2 choices for each of the meals. And you usually have 2 meals a day on the train. And then there also is a platform outside the train car that you can, go outside to see some of the scenery. And it fits like 40 people on the platform. So it's a large platform. But they also have domed windows, so from the comfort of your seat, you're seeing all the beautiful scenery of the West as you go by, and then nobody has to do the driving. You're in the train.
Do you sleep on the train?
No, you do not sleep on the train. They stop. There are strategic places, so they go. If you're going from Denver, you go to Glenwood Springs. You spend the night there, and there are hot springs there that you can enjoy if you want that evening. And then they go from Glenwood Springs to Moab. And a lot of people will spend a couple of nights in Moab because they can go to Arches National Park. They can go to other national parks from that area. And then they will take the train from Moab to Salt Lake City. And from Moab, you could also end the train there, and they have a side trip, if you will, on the way to Vegas where you can stop at different national parks. Now, that would either be on your own or there might be like a motor coach that you would take, but the train doesn't go from Moab to Las Vegas.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, I love me a good train trip. I love the train, and I love the observation deck and the outside, and to sit there on the train and have them bring you a nice meal and see the sights. Man, that sounds like a great time.
Yes. Well, you remember when we were on the train in Switzerland. Now, this would be more kind of comfort seating and more scenic windows in that than even what we experienced on the train in Switzerland.
Yeah, and this is land you really can't get to, right? I mean, that's why they do the train, because it's not very easy to get to by car or by boat, and so you get to see things you don't normally get to see.
Right, exactly. And there's still some dates left for this summer because they usually go late into the fall, and then they start up again like mid to late March. There are still some dates available for this year, and there may be some dates that have some special pricing, what they call their last call. And then, of course, if you're wanting to plan for next year, books are open for next year, and it is something that does book up. So it is something that you want to plan in advance for.
Now, do you take the train from Salt Lake to Denver or from Denver to Salt Lake, or does it matter?
You can do either one.
You can do
either one.
Yeah. Yeah. So you fly into Denver and then get on and then go from there. I also kind of like the getting off and getting into the hotel. Like you just sort of, I don't know, that seems like a nice little What'd you say? 3 days, 4 days? Are they longer? How long are these trips?
Well, they can be as short as 2 days if you just did Denver to Moab. 3 days if you did Denver to Salt Lake City, and 3 days on the train, and so you would have 3 nights hotels. But you could stay longer, like I mentioned, in like Moab. You could stay an extra night in Moab to have an extra time for sightseeing. So, you can make it longer, and then, of course, you can add on more time in Denver or more time in Salt Lake City.
And these are the people who run the Rocky Mountaineer in Canada?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's the same company that owns it. And, in fact, the company that does some of the national parks works with them as well.
The pictures are unbelievable online. Yeah, pretty crazy stuff. All right. So a nice, quick, you can make it 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. Spend time in the front end or the back end and make a nice week out of it and rediscover your own country. Pretty sweet deal. All right, Sherry Norris from Altair Travel and Cruises. It's the Canyon Spirit. Does the Colorado Rockies and beyond. So talk to Sherry or somebody over there at Altair Travel. Sherry, have yourself a good day. Thanks for checking in. Good stuff.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Have a great day, everybody.
You got it. Canyon Spirit, man. I love me a good when we were a kid, they took us across the country in a train. Now, it wasn't as glamorous. We actually had to sleep in our seats. We didn't have a sleeper car. But I still remember the guy. They would come by and we'd have to go to the to the lunch, to the dinner, to the breakfast car, and we would have dinner there or lunch there. And I remember I would always order a ham and cheese combination sandwich. I loved it. A ham and cheese I was like, I'll have a ham and cheese combination, and I devoured it. Yeah, it was basically a piece of ham, a piece of cheese, and white bread on mayonnaise.
Yeah, it made it the
I don't know,
combination.
the fact that you were on a train. And you were just, you had nothing else to do. And so they offered me a ham. I was like, it was the greatest thing in the world. This was the trip when we went out to Scottsdale, Arizona for the first time. And we were in Scottsdale, and I remember exactly where we were. And I must have been 10 maybe. So it was 1970. Well, maybe I was a little younger. No, I would have been younger. I was like 6 maybe. So maybe it was 73, 74, 75, right in there. And anyway, go out to Arizona, and it's 100 degrees, and I get sunburned. And so what do? They put Noxzema on me, which is the worst thing you could put on.
Wait, why? I used to do. You put Noxzema in the icebox, and then you put it on your burns. It's supposed to be. That's what I used to do all the time when I was a kid.
I think Noxzema's not. I don't know if Noxzema. You're supposed to put Noxzema on.
I mean, we kept Noxzema in the icebox, and then when you put it on, it does it in the minute. But there was something about the Noxzema that supposedly, I don't know, but it's funny you say that because we definitely did it.
They lathered me up with Noxzema, and I was just like, make it stop. It was
it's burning.
We were ill-equipped for the Southwest coming from the Northeast. 946 here, Big 550 KTRS. What are you looking at?
Noxzema can provide temporary cooling relief for mild sunburn, but it is not recommended for moderate to severe burns due to potential skin irritation.
Right, so if you had 3rd degree, sorry, maybe I just had 2nd degree. I was like, wait a minute.
I was fried, and they were like, you put some Noxzema on, and they just lathered me up, and it was, a fair-haired boy. The first time in the Southeast.
And burns
in the
hurt.
Southwest.
Some people who aren't so fair-skinned don't understand how painful and bad burns are.
Even putting a cold towel on it is better than putting on Noxzema.
Like, we totally did Noxzema.
Yeah, no, that was the wrong thing to do.
Because it dries out your skin.
Reason number 775 where child services failed us, but that's a whole other issue. St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center. Here's Captain Paul Kopsky.
McGraw on 44 East at Antire, there's a large pothole blocking the left lane. We have a stalled vehicle on 44 East at 141. In East St. Louis, 64 West is heavy from 25th Street to 5564 West. 64 East slows down from McKnight to Big Bend. 64 West heavy from Hampton to Big Bend. And 270 North is jammed from 44 up past Manchester. This traffic report is brought to you by the Rack House in Cottleville. Stop by for brunch or happy hour, or have the Rack House cater your next event with boxed lunches or buffets to accommodate groups of 10 to 200 people. The Rack House, featuring a seasonal menu and upscale casual dining and drinks since 2014. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
From the Woods Basement Systems Weather Desk, local experts for basement waterproofing, foundation repair, crawl space repair, and more. WoodsBasementSystems.com.
Grab your umbrella today. Scattered showers and some rumbles of thunder in the forecast, but any rain that does fall happens between the morning rush and the evening commute today. Up to 81 for the high with periods of clouds and sun. Then we're mainly dry this evening and overnight, a low of 63. Hot, humid, and windy for Wednesday. Partly cloudy up to 92. And then let's be ready for some strong to potentially severe thunderstorms Wednesday evening and Wednesday night as a strong cold front moves in. From the First Alert 4 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matt Chambers for the Big 550 KTRS.
Hey, Heidi here from my friends at Window Depot USA of St. Louis, where they do things right. They combine integrity and a focus on helping the community with local service you can trust. And with Window Depot's buying power, they can offer you triple pane performance at double pane pricing. Mention the Heidi special and receive 60% off installation with low payment options or up to 0% interest for 60 months. That's for qualified buyers. When you do things right, you create happy customers. Call 636-939-4800 or online at WindowDepotSTL.com.
Hey, St. Louis, this is Zippers Up. I'm getting ready to MC the Mater Media Speaker Series. Woo, we're bringing in some big names: Bill O'Reilly, Cardinal Timothy Dolan, John O'Leary, other national personalities. We're going to be at the J. Scheidegger Center for the Arts, Lindenwood University, beginning in September. Go to matermedia.org. That's MATERMEDIA.org. Early bird pricing going on now. Don't wait. Tickets are going fast.
You're selling your home, and I want to buy it. This is Mike Robinson with Robank Properties, and I am ready to pay top dollar for your home. No contingencies, no inspections, no monkey business. I buy your home no matter the condition or location, and you walk away with cash. Call me, Mike Robinson, at 314-283-0867, 314-283-0867, or at robangproperties.com. That's ROBANG properties.com.
St. Louis is a city, but let's face it, it's also a small town, and we all know it, especially Indoor Comfort Team. Since their beginning in 1979, Indoor Comfort Team Heating and Air Conditioning has served their neighbors with old-school honesty and integrity. Fair and common sense pricing and fast, reliable service with real human support. When you call them, whether you need a second opinion or a whole new HVAC system, you get a real human being on the other line. No AI, no robot answer machines. From HVAC installations to repairs, even water heaters, Indoor Comfort Team will take care of you. And with summer already upon us, maybe it's time to get that air conditioner checked out. Indoor Comfort Team takes care of our community because they're part of our community. Check them out today at indoorcomfortteam.com. You can also call them at 314-894-8200.
In soccer, one sound can change everything. 1 billion people hear that sound and instantly know what it means. Every driver knows that sound. Nobody wants surprises. That's why there's CarShield. When a breakdown strikes your engine, transmission, or other major systems, CarShield helps protect you from costly surprises. So save the drama for the pitch. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
Now, back to McGraw, presented by London Chevrolet, the London Autoplex, and London.com on the Big 550 KTRS.
All right, Ryan Raphael joins us. He is your man. He is the Medicare man. Ryan Raphael, let's get right into it. Here's a question for you. Do people pay different amounts for Medicare?
They actually do, and that is because the Medicare premium is based on one's adjusted gross income. if they file single or jointly, and it's based on 2 years ago, not the last 2 years, but 2 years ago. So everybody on Medicare this year, it's based on 2024's adjusted gross income.
Gotcha. So it changes depending on your situation.
It does, and it'll readjust at the end of the year automatically, so people don't have to do anything. But if somebody retires, if they have a spouse and they retire, they can appeal it, and a lot of times they will reduce it back down to what it should be.
Oh, interesting. Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, good. Let's talk about the misinformation, because you say this is the number one problem you deal with every day.
I do, and my industry is just filled with that, and that's just the way it goes. People get information all different ways, and it might be from mailings or friends or family, and I jokingly say it, but I mean it. Do not listen to your friends. So it's just the way that it goes. But either way, what tends to happen, and probably the top of the list, is when a person turns 65, and if they're still working, or if they have a spouse and the spouse is still working, everyone is led to believe you have to sign up or pay penalties, and that's not the case. And they can continue working with their work insurance. As long as there's 20 or more employees, that's the magic number, 20 or more employees, then they can just keep going, and there's no penalties at all. Or they can compare and maybe come off of their group coverage while they're still working. Sometimes that makes better business sense for people to go on Medicare while they're still working.
What's the number one question you get for people who are approaching 65?
I would say it's probably that. Do I need to sign up? That's up there for sure. I heard, somebody told me that I've got to do this or do that, and I would say it's that. Or it might be just, how do I pick a plan? Like, there's just so much literature and things coming at me, kind of a thing.
Yeah, and that's where you help them sort of navigate. You ask them a couple questions, and then you give them choices. Mm-hmm. What's the biggest question you get from somebody who is already on Medicare who's over 65?
I would say is probably pretty simply, am I on the right plan? And people arrive at plans so many different ways, whether they went to a seminar, they called a mailing, a TV commercial, whatever, however they arrived at what they have. I think it's just I want to make sure I'm in the right plan for my meds and doctors and just overall peace of mind.
How many times are people in the wrong plan?
I don't know what the percentage is, but it's a lot.
Really?
And not that they're in just some devastating decision that they made, but I would say it's a lot. And sometimes it might be just because somebody gets changed to the wrong plan when they were already in the plan that seemingly was the best one for their needs. So it's just, people are so bombarded, and temptations happen, whether it's a TV commercial or a mailing, or they just want to inquire about something and they hear about a neat perk, and then it leads to a possible
So they're not necessarily in the wrong plan, but there's a better plan for them.
Yeah, I would say so.
Good way to put it. Mm-hmm. All right, so how does it work? They call you up? How long does it take to have a meeting with you?
I would say somewhere around the 45 minutes to an hour is somewhere in there usually. It really doesn't usually go longer than that. I feel like it's a pretty easy process to help the person narrow down, and I try to keep it as simple as possible and not throw out all these terminologies.
Do you do it over the phone, or can they come meet with you, or
both.
either or?
Both, yeah. I mean, I just give people the choice if it's more convenient to just do it over the phone or come to my office in St. Charles.
It's as simple as that. Still taking care of the nanny?
I am still taking care of the nanny.
It's all that matters.
We just texted last week, actually.
You take care of the nanny. You're always welcome here. Once you diss the nanny, you are dead with me. That's all there is to it.
I understand that.
Ryan Raphael, 314. What's the phone number?
314-386808.
Yeah, or the website MedicareManSTL.com. 314-368-6808 or MedicareManSTL.com. It does not cost one nickel to call you to get the correct information.
Nope, zero cost. I'm paid by the plans.
Simple as that. Thank you, Ryan Raphael. Get back to work.
Thank you.
All right, 8:57 here, Big 550 KTRS. Captain Paul Kopsky, once again in the St. Louis Plaza Company Traffic Center.
McGraw on 44 East at Antire, there's a large pothole blocking the left lane. That's causing a short slowdown to just east of Lewis Road. 270 North is jammed from 44 past Manchester. In East St. Louis, 64 West is heavy from 25th Street to 5564 West. 64 East slows down from Lindbergh to Big Bend. And 64 West is heavy from Hampton to Big Bend. This traffic report is brought to you by Stages St. Louis. Get your season tickets now for the 2026 Stages St. Louis. The 2026 season is kicked off with the always hilarious 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. Then take a trip back to the 40s and 50s with Guys and Dolls. Stages will wrap up this year with the incredible true story of Come From Away. Call 314-821-2407 or visit stagesstlouis.org. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Let's face it, most people are not thinking about planning a funeral, but planning ahead can bring you significant savings by locking in today's prices. Lakeview Funeral Home and Memorial Gardens in Fairview Heights is part of Dignity Memorial. They've been an essential part of the community for generations and believe a funeral service or cremation memorial should be as unique as the person it honors. Receive low interest options on prepaid cremation property and burial plans and up to 10% off cemetery property and funeral plans. Experience the dignity difference. Call Lakeview Funeral Home and Memorial Gardens at 618-233-7200 to schedule a pre-planning appointment. Online at dignitymemorial.com.
Cards fans ready to dress for the occasion? Well, Friday, June 26th, as the Cardinals take on the Miami Marlins, you'll get a brand new all-over Prince shirt. But that's just the start. You'll also get the matching shorts, too. It's not just a shirt, but a full summer set that brings a tropical twist to game night and makes waves in the stands. Available in medium and XL while supplies last. More details and tickets now at cardinals.com/promotions.
The weekend starts here. Grab your crew and kick it off at Friday Night Live at Busch Stadium. Every Friday night home game, Budweiser Terrace turns into the hottest happy hour in the Lou with $5 beers, $5 hot dogs, $7 margaritas, live music, and more all game long. Meet up with friends, soak in the energy, and keep the night going with baseball under the lights. Good vibes, great deals, your new Friday tradition. Get tickets now at cardinals.com.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Iran's top diplomat insists that the tentative deal to end the war with the United States would require Israel to withdraw from Lebanon, a condition Israel has rejected. As we await details on the plan itself, ABC's Rachel Scott has more on the back and forth.
Iran's foreign minister saying ending the war cannot happen unless Israeli forces leave Lebanon. The president making it clear he's not happy with Israel.
They should have been able to do the job faster. It just goes on forever. And when that happens, it throws a negative light on the big deal, and that's the deal with Iran.
Senior administration officials say the deal broadly reopens the Strait of Hormuz and lifts the U.S. blockade on Iranian ports.
The president at the G7 summit in the French Alps. Today he will meet with Ukrainian President Zelensky. He's already done that and says Friday he'll meet with Russia's Vladimir Putin. Back in Washington, the FBI says it foiled a plot to attack the UFC fight at the White House Sunday night using drones and explosives.
FBI Director Kash Patel, in a statement released to ABC News, said, on June 10th, FBI and our law enforcement partners became aware of a potential threat to the UFC 250 event in Washington, D.C., involving individuals outside the national capital region. The investigation so far involves individuals in Ohio, Missouri, California, and Nebraska.
ABC's Pierre Thomas. More signs of a slumping housing market. ABC's Jim Ryan has the numbers on permits for building homes.
After a steep decline in April, the consensus was for at least a slight rebound in housing starts in May. Instead, the figure fell by another 15% to 1.17 million units. Looking ahead, housing starts might not rise in June either. 10,000 fewer building permits were issued last month compared to the month before.
Economists say even though there's a tentative deal to end the Iran war, prices for gas, food, clothing, and plane tickets could still be a while coming down. You're listening to ABC News.
This has been the talk of St. Louis for 30 years, and we aren't stopping now. We are the Big 550, KTRS St. Louis. Depend on it.
A new way of banking is a touch away at Royal Banks of Missouri. Gone are the days of rushing to the bank before closing time. Visit their interactive teller machines to receive live assistance from a real Royal Banks employee, even in the evenings and on Saturdays. Whether you need to make a deposit, loan payment, or anything in between, you can enjoy simple, secure, Banking support with a friendly face you know and trust. Visit RoyalBanksofMo.com to find an ITM near you. Royal Banks of Missouri, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
I'm Mark Cantor. Here's why you can count on Cantor Injury Law.
My name is Michelle. I'm a litigation paralegal at Cantor Injury Law, and you can count on Cantor because we are smart, honest, and hardworking.
I'm Kevin Glenn, and a partner here at Cantor Injury Law. You can count on Cantor because we make your cause our cause.
No fee if no recovery. Please visit CantorInjuryLaw.com or call us at 314-628-9999.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
I trust Pella Windows and Doors of St. Louis to help improve my home when it matters most. It's not just Pella's high-quality windows and doors. It's the local experts who know the St. Louis area so well. For a limited time, get 20% off Pella projects or 0% no payments, no interest if paid in full within 24 months. Call 833-87-PELLA or visit Pella.com/radio to learn more. 833-87-PELLA or Pella.com/radio. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
.68 degrees at 9:03. The community is stepping up to help the family of a teenager who drowned at a lake in Newtown over the weekend. A GoFundMe has been set up to help pay for the funeral expenses for 16-year-old Anselm Nzamiwu. The Orchard Farm High School student fell off of a paddle boat in Beach Lake on Friday night. His body was recovered the next day. Anselm played soccer, ran track, and planned to study medicine in college. Meanwhile, 2 memorials have been set up along the lake in memory of Anselm. A prolific Lincoln County foster mother and exotic animal collector has pleaded guilty to abandoning one of her adopted children in Texas after trading her for a monkey. KTRS's David Solomon has more.
Authorities say 70-year-old Brenda Deutsch of Winfield sent her adopted daughter to live with another animal collector. Deutsch pleaded guilty Monday after attorneys and prosecutors struck a plea deal to drop child abuse charges filed last April in exchange for her guilty plea on one count of child endangerment. The teenaged victim allegedly was taken to Texas weeks after telling authorities about abuse at the hands of Deutsch in an interview with the state in December of 2024. Authorities were tipped off to the teen's whereabouts in February of 2025 after she was reported missing from school. Deutsch faces a sentence of up to 7 years in prison. David Solomon, KTRS News.
The work to repair a sinkhole under I-44 in downtown St. Louis could take weeks. Crews are continuing their efforts to replace 3 water mains that ruptured last weekend, causing the sinkhole to form. The city expects repair work to continue for at least 2 weeks, but said they hope to reopen the interstate before then once the area can be made safe. Illinois Senators Jason Plummer and Erica Harris are set to host an end-of-season town hall tonight to provide residents with an update on recent legislative activity from the 2026 spring session. The town hall is scheduled from 6 until 7:30 tonight at the Edwardsville Gun Club. Amazon is increasing its investment in a new data center in Montgomery County. The company announced yesterday it plans to invest $10 billion in the project, increasing the projected cost of the development from an earlier estimate of $8 billion. Amazon said the project will create more than 400 permanent jobs. This KTRS Business Minute is brought to you by Walter Knoll Florists, the place for all your floral needs. Place your order anytime at WKF.com. And now let's take a look at the markets, brought to you by JBL Financial. You can tune in to Straight Talk on Retirement on Saturday mornings from 9 to 11 right here on the Big 550. The Dow is up 225 points to 52,000. The S&P is down 2 points to 7,600. And the NASDAQ is up 82 points to 26,800. In KTRS Sports, St. Louis City SC is back on the training pitch this week. The club is still more than a month away from the MLS resumption of play following the World Cup. And Jim Montgomery has announced 3 new hires to the Blues coaching staff. Greg Cronin and Vinny Prospel will be installed as assistants, while Jeremy Kupel will be added as the new video coach. In KTRS Time Saver Traffic, let's go to the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center for a look at the roads, where we find Captain Paul Kopsky standing by.
Rose on 44 East at Antire, there's a large pothole blocking the left lane. That's causing a stop-and-go slowdown back to just east of Lewis Road. 270 North is jammed from 44 up near 64. 64 East is slow from Lindbergh all the way to Hanley. And in East St. Louis, 64 West is heavy from 25th Street to 5564 West. This traffic report is brought to you by McKnight Place Assisted Living. McKnight Place has become known for its high-quality amenities, personalized services, and expert care. With over 30 years of experience in top-quality senior living, McKnight Place Assisted Living knows how to help its residents live fulfilling lives. Call 314-993-3333 or visit them at mcknightplace.com. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Thank you, Captain Paul. In KTRS weather, cloudy today with scattered rain and a high of 79. Cloudy tonight with an overnight low of 57. And tomorrow, cloudy with rain likely and a high of 90. Currently 68 degrees at 9:08. I'm Rose Dalton, KTRS News, the talk of St. Louis.
Julius Krasanik here, celebrating 54 years in this industry. My family owns Wholesale Siding Depot. That's WSDepot.com. Our seasoned customer service group has over 200 years of combined siding, window, and door experience. My grandson Elijah says,
"Are you kidding me?"
Tired of companies that like to apply pressure to sell you high-priced fiberglass or wood windows? We offer the Anderson Fibrex family of windows in styles and colors, including black, at wholesale prices. What are you waiting for? We sell truckloads of siding, windows, and doors from CertainTeed, Anderson, Viwinco, Provia, and other major brands, all at wholesale prices, while offering a free contractor referral service for your expert installation needs. Keep it local, family, and professional. Visit WSDepot.com. That's WSDepot.com.
Kuna Food Service has been the trusted food supplier in the Midwest since 1918. For over 100 years, Kuna Food Service has been distributing the highest quality food products to some of your favorite restaurants while delivering superior customer service. When a restaurant puts their trust in Kuna Food Service, they get a team that truly cares about their success. That's why at Kuna, they like to say, they're big enough to handle it, yet small enough to care. Check them out online at kunafoodservice.com.
Hey St. Louis, if you love the feel of cursive writing with a fountain pen, documenting your thoughts and idea through journaling, or just doodling, the 2026 St. Louis Pen Show is the place for you. Located in the Sheraton Chalet in beautiful Westport Plaza, the St. Louis Pen Show will run June 25th through the 28th. There will be over 85 vendors from all over the U.S. and Canada. Check out the website at stlpenshow.com. The 2026 St. Louis Pen Show, located at Westport Plaza in Maryland Heights, Missouri.
Hello, everybody. I'm Scott Jacob.
And I'm Beth Jacob. We're the owners of Jacob Showers and Baths, local family-owned company in business for nearly half a century. We specialize in helping seniors age in place with bath and shower designs that are both safe and aesthetically pleasing.
We use a composite material that looks and feels like luxury stone. Come visit our showrooms in Fenton or Fairview Heights.
Mention the McGraw Special or select the McGraw Show from the drop-down menu on the website. Our phone, 800-222-6676, or visit us online at jacobbaths.com.
Can we have a heart-to-heart for a second? I feel like if you're an esthetician, I don't know why you wouldn't be applying for a job at the Only Facial right now. There are so many opportunities for advancement. Every manager and trainer within the organization of the Only Facial started as an esthetician, as a matter of fact. And I want to tell you this. You are not even responsible for selling products or memberships. Instead, what you're going to be doing is what you do best, delivering exceptional results with facials that are exhilarating and building meaningful relationships with your clients. At The Only Facial, they are deeply committed to ongoing education and professional development. You'll know what I'm talking about when you talk to these ladies. This company is growing. People are loving The Only Facial. And in fact, you can make your appointment online now at theonlyfacial.com. They're all over town.
Don't miss summer. Start your next adventure at Byerly RV. All June long, you can save up to $500 on all in-stock RVs during our RV savings event. Plus, to celebrate National Go RVing Day, we're turning up the savings. Friday, June 12th and Saturday, June 13th only, you can save up to $5,000 on select RVs. Don't wait to start making memories. Your next adventure is just a drive away. Visit Byerly RV in Eureka, Missouri, or shop online at ByerlyRV.com.
Regazzi's, the oldest Italian-American restaurant on the hill, is your World Cup headquarters. Streaming every World Cup match live on all new TVs. Come watch a game and hold our own trophy, the world-famous 32-ounce Regazzi's Fish Bowl. All your classic Italian favorites served with flavor and hospitality that generations have loved. And during U.S. games, when the U.S. scores, you score a free order of their famous toasted ravioli. Must be present to redeem. Make your plans to catch all the World Cup action this summer at Regazzi's.
The Big 550.
KTRS St. Louis. This is the McGraw Show on KTRS.
All right, it's 9:13 here, Big 550. KTRS will take all comers, whatever you want to talk about, 314-931-5877, or text your comments to 84126. I've been doing talk radio a long time, and the text line we've been doing, what, a good, I don't know, 10 years maybe? I don't know how long we've been doing the text line. This is one of the good ones. This is one of the all-time greats, and I am guilty of responding to I'm guilty of responding to people on the text line. It's just on the text line one-on-one. I know I shouldn't do it. I know I know it doesn't make any sense, but I do it anyway. I can't help myself. And so I said earlier in the show, we were talking about this data center story and this data center story in Louisiana where the teachers are going to get $50,000 bonuses from this parish that has a data center being built in the parish. And somebody accused me of being in the bag for data centers. And I said something along the lines of, I'm not in the bag for data centers. My job is to be interesting and entertaining. That's my job. And so I do what I can. So this guy writes, I'm assuming it's a guy. It says, let's see here. Oh, wait a minute. Where was this thing? It says, if your job is to be interesting and entertaining, then you have a lot of work to do. To which I responded a few minutes later, I must be doing something right. You're listening. And then the guy writes back, no joke, this is exactly what the guy writes back. I listen every day, figuring one of these days you will actually be interesting and entertaining. I can always hope. Laugh out loud. So the guy listens every day, waiting for me to be entertaining and informative.
He didn't say he wasn't, or that you weren't. He's just waiting for it.
He's waiting for it. He's waiting for it. This is the great line in the Howard Stern movie. People who don't like him, people who like him listen for 25 minutes. People who hate him listen to him for 40 minutes. And the program director says, why do they listen if they don't like him? And the guy says, same reason why they listen to him, because they do like him. They can't wait to see what he says next. So hilarious. It is so hilarious. 314-931-5877. Text your comments 84126. And if it seems like I'm talking about data centers a lot, it's because data centers are the topic of the day. It's in the news every single day. And the fact that a parish in Louisiana is giving their teachers a $50,000 bonus in a story I found in the Wall Street Journal is interesting. The fact that Montgomery County, a county in rural Missouri, halfway between Columbia and St. Louis, oftentimes driving on Highway 70, you don't even know you're in Columbia. It's right down by Herman. They have just announced over the last 3 months, and now they just tacked on, it wasn't $8 billion, now it's $10 billion. Amazon is upping their investment in a data center from $8 billion to $10 billion. On top of that, Google announced a $15 billion data center next to that. So that's $25 billion being invested in Montgomery County. Now, if I didn't talk about that, that would be talk show malpractice, okay? That is going to transform the area. $25 billion? All of a sudden, the economic center of Missouri isn't Kansas City and St. Louis. Now you've got to question yourself, Montgomery. You know what that is? That's a railroad town. They just found gold in Montgomery County. And this is now a gold rush. This is the 21st century gold rush. And so you're spending $25 billion to build these things and to staff them and to run them. All of a sudden, you need supermarkets, you need restaurants, you need parks, you need bike paths, you need infrastructure, you need all these other things. It's the biggest investment Missouri's ever seen, $25 billion, in a town or a county, not a town that has 12,000 people, in a county that has 12,000 people. That is going to be a game changer. And if I didn't talk about that, that would be talk show host malpractice. So that's why I talk about it, because it's in the news and it's changing the way, for better or for worse, how we live in this state. And I'm talking about it. Apparently I'm not doing a very good job talking about it, or you don't want me to talk about it. Sorry. It's the biggest news of the day. Joe on line 1. Joe, good morning. You're on the Big 550 KTRS.
Hey, McGraw.
Hi, Joe.
Hey, the heck with the data centers. I have 3 questions here.
Oh, my goodness. I thought you did this. I thought you did this on Wednesday or Thursdays.
No, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
This is cutting news. Okay.
I know. I hear you. Go ahead.
Have you ever had a mullet?
That's a good question. Technically, maybe. Because a mullet, and now in the 80s, I had longer hair in the back, shorter hair on the sides, but not a true mullet in that shaved on the sides, really long in the back. So it was longer in the back than it was on the sides. But is that technically a mullet?
Yeah, it's a Missouri mullet, maybe.
I don't know. I had a head of hair in the 80s. There's no question about it.
Oh, didn't we all?
Yes.
Okay. What's your favorite color?
Oh, favorite color. Without a doubt, without any hesitation, favorite color is green. In every way, green, khaki green, Kelly green. Anytime I have a choice between red, well, red's up there too, like a red car. But I'd love to have a green car. It's very hard to find a green car. Green sneakers, green shorts, green shirts, green hats, anything green, anything dark green, Kelly green, navy green, khaki green. I'm all over.
Yeah, green colors are coming back in cars, but you have to get,
I do green. I do green cabinets in the kitchen. It's all about green.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Have you ever had to use Cordell Law Firm divorce attorneys?
No, never been married, never been divorced. I've been engaged twice to the same woman.
Oh, very good. Oh, yeah?
Yes.
That's good. Well, so when's the big day? Come on. Go do it.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that. I keep getting asked that question. We have reconciled for a third time, and we tell people that at some point we're going to tell everybody on a Wednesday, get down to Filoni's on a Friday, and we'll rent out the place, and we'll have Tom Kelly sing some songs, and everybody have a good time. So that's the plan.
You're not getting any younger. Time is running out. Come on.
Actually, I am getting younger. I am getting younger. I'm one of the rarities. I told Emerson as she's approaching her 6th birthday, I said that she's not turning 6. You have to go back to 4. And she looks at me with this strange, wait a minute, that's not how it works, Daddy. Yes, it does. No, you don't go to 6. You go back to 4, and then you go to 5, and then you go to 6. You have to do 4 over again. So, yeah. No, I'm not getting any younger. That is, I've tried, Joe. It ain't working. I am getting older. Joe, thanks for the phone call.
Okay.
All right. Talk to you next week.
Yeah. All right.
Chuck, line 3. Good morning, Chuck. You're on the Big 550 KTRS.
Hey, good morning, McGraw. Don't you think that these data centers are a national security interest? Don't you think they have national security interest?
Yes, absolutely.
Don't you think that we should have a federal response to them? When I listen to the experts that talk about this, they talk about 10 to 20% extinction events and things like this that just scare the living hell out of me. And I think we ought to have a federal response to it. I think we should have our data centers strategically placed throughout the country. I think you could use cave systems to keep them away from the people, or industrial parks. The infrastructure you talk about, that should have been built before the data centers came. I mean, this is something that we've known about for a long time, and it's typical of our government to be reactionary instead of, proactive and build the stuff before you need it. And the only thing that really scares me is when they come to these little towns where the people really need money. They give them the tax incentives, which they shouldn't be getting, because the richest people in the world are the people who are building these things, and they're going to make a bundle of money off of them. And they hone in on their resources where everybody's bills are going to go up because they don't have the infrastructure to support them. So that's the problem. I think.
Well, the infrastructure will be built. The infrastructure will be built when General Motors built the plant out in Wentzville. The infrastructure wasn't there. 20 years ago, the infrastructure wasn't in Wentzville. What did they do? They built the infrastructure. They built all those things. When I moved to town 25 years ago, Wentzville was a sleepy little town of barely 5,000 people. Now it's a thriving metropolis. Did the water bills go up? Did the electric bills go up? I mean, they built the infrastructure. That's progress. Do you not want progress?
I absolutely want progress, but I want progress with thought behind it. I don't want people coming into to little towns where they really need the resources. Like you said, it's like a gold rush where they just open up their doors and they let them do whatever the hell they want to do.
Yeah.
I want these data centers built environmentally sustainable. I want power generation plants on site with them, so they're not draining from our.
It sounds like a lot of what you're talking about they're already doing. But Chuck, here's I think you're onto something. And there's right. Let's go back to history. When radio was first created, right, and this newfangled technology, the government, man, whoa, you just can't say anything you want on these things. You need to have a license. It needs to be regulated. There's certain words. There's certain community standards, right? There are all of these things, right? Lenny Bruce would get arrested for telling jokes at a comedy club on a Saturday night because he was ruining community standards, right? And so radio, there's certain things you couldn't say. Well, now, radio's dead, and you go to the internet and you have child pornography that they're trying to clean up, and these companies say, sorry, I don't know how to do that. We're trying to solve that problem, right? There needs to be some type of national conversation about where we're going in terms of technology. However, China and the people who are pushing this are saying, "Oh no! If China beats us, then we're really in trouble." Right? It's the same argument in Vietnam. Oh my goodness, the communists are going to take over in Vietnam. Oh my goodness. Well, it turns out that wasn't the case, but you had to put fear into people, and so there needs to be some type of government regulation. What do we have here? What is going on? And slowly the government is. The Trump administration is starting to sort of say, hey, wait a minute, hold on a second, Anthropic. Hold on a second, OpenAI. What are you trying to do? Maybe there should be some government regulations. They're coming to it slow, but there's got to be some sort of national conversation or some sort of something because you keep reading that companies don't want to hire because they want to see what's going to go on with artificial intelligence. There are billboards in San Francisco, in Silicon Valley, saying stop hiring humans. It's a bizarre world where the guy who is hired to determine what's real and what's fake says, I can't tell anymore. We're reaching a dangerous time, and somebody's got to step in and be a leader. I don't know who it is.
Well, and once again, we're not having a national conversation about this because it is going to change the world, McGraw. You and I know this. In the next 10 years, it's going to be completely different. Tens of millions of jobs that are here now are going to be gone. And we need to start having a national conversation about this. And we need leadership at the federal level to do it. Biden administration was doing that. I'm going to go back.
But hold on a second, though. And I don't look, I know there's doom and gloom. And when computers were invented, oh, my goodness, they're going to take all of our jobs. Well, 20 years later, there are jobs we never thought we would have. We have because of computers. The jobs.
We're not having that conversation right now about the future jobs, McGraw. We're not having that conversation. We're acting like it's not going to freaking happen.
Well, how did we know that somebody was going to invent Facebook and work for a company called Facebook in 1995? There was no way to sort of figure that out. But every technology, some jobs are destroyed and many more jobs are created in ways in which we don't even realize.
There are certain jobs that we know are just going to go away.
Probably.
There's just no ifs, ands, or buts.
Yeah, probably.
And what we need to do, we need to basically change our education system, how we're educating our kids for the 21st century, and we need to start talking about what kind of jobs they're going to have in the 21st century. And we're not having none of these jobs because we're going around the world taking oil from Venezuela, attacking Iran, taking oil from there. We're distracted and not thinking about the right stuff because we have the wrong government in control. And I'll let you go, McGraw.
All right. Thank you, Chuck. Appreciate your passion. 928 here, Big 550 KTRS. Chuck sounds like a liberal, but you know what he else sounds like? One of those conservatives too. I mean, there's a lot of similarities between Chuck's argument and a conservative who is worried about big tech. And what's interesting about conservatives now they're worried about the environment. Al Gore, Inconvenient Truth. A bunch of garbage, a bunch of tree hugging, sky is falling. We'll be fine. Stop overregulating. Data centers. What about the environment? Times they are a-changing, aren't they? 929 here, Big 550 KTRS. Lordo's Diamonds, 314-432-8008 or lordosdiamonds.com. Earrings, necklaces, bracelets, you name it, Lordo's Diamonds has it. It's a family jeweler. And again, as more things change, you're not going to buy your diamond ring from eBay. You're not going to go to Facebook Marketplace and buy some nice earrings for your spouse. What you're going to do is you're going to try and find a local jeweler who you can trust. And trust is probably the most important thing when it comes to a jeweler. Lordo's has got that. 70-plus years. They've learned the business from the ground up. And whether it's something that needs to be fixed, something needs to be tightened or loosened, or maybe a clasp needs to be fixed, Lordo's, something needs to be replaced, God forbid, Lordo's Diamonds is where you go. Earrings, necklaces, bracelets. In Ladue on Clayton Road, Lordo's or lordosdiamonds.com. Once again, St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center. Here's Captain Paul.
McGraw, on 44 East at Antire, there's a large pothole blocking the left lane. That's causing a stop-and-go jam back to Lewis. 270 North is congested from Big Bend past Manchester. 64 East is slow from McKnight to Big Bend. And in East St. Louis, 64 West is heavy from 15th Street to 5564 West. This traffic report is brought to you by the Rockwood School District. Are you looking for a new part-time or full-time job opportunity? Consider Rockwood School District with openings for custodians, cafeteria workers, and groundskeepers with great benefits, competitive pay, and flexible hours. Apply online at rsdmo.org/jobs. That's rsdmo.org/jobs. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Hi, St. Louis. This is Ben Barnett. I'm a board-certified master arborist, and I've been caring for St. Louis trees for over 25 years. Today, I'm going to help you choose a tree care contractor. Here's how it's done, so pay close attention. First, call everyone you know who's ever done any type of outdoor work, including that cousin that used to sleep on your couch. Leave them all messages and wait around to see if they call back. Here's a hint, they won't. Now, post to all your social media that you are looking for recommendations for a good tree service. Now beware, because there will be hundreds of different recommendations. So you need to carefully go through each one, checking that they have the proper insurance, background checks, and even the slightest idea of what they're doing. Schedule a bunch of appointments, and when nobody shows up, get really frustrated and put the whole project off for another year. Or you could just call Timberline Professional Tree Care, 636-479-7475, or visit us online at stltreecare.com.
Spring is finally here, and it's time to plan your next trip with the travel experts at AAA Travel. Where do you want to go this year? AAA Travel makes vacation planning easy and stress-free. With early season deals on cruises, all-inclusive resorts, escorted tours, and family vacations. Spring and summer trips are booking up quickly, so book early to lock in better pricing and availability. Visit your local AAA travel office or go online, AAA.com/travel sale.
St. Louis is a city, but let's face it, it's also a small town, and we all know it, especially Indoor Comfort Team. Since their beginning in 1979, Indoor Comfort Team Heating and Air Conditioning has served their neighbors with old-school honesty and integrity. Fair and common sense pricing, and fast, reliable service with real human support. When you call them, whether you need a second opinion or a whole new HVAC system, you get a real human being on the other line. No AI, no robot answering machines. From HVAC installations to repairs, even water heaters, Indoor Comfort Team will take care of you. And with summer already upon us, maybe it's time to get that air conditioner checked out. Indoor Comfort Team takes care of our community because they're part of our community. Check them out today at indoorcomfortteam.com. You can also call them at 314-894-8200.
Summer is officially here. Time for outdoor activities, sporting events, seasonal festivals, everything but cooking.
Oh, I almost forgot. Father's Day.
Treat Dad to a great breakfast. The best in St. Louis, according to the Post-Dispatch. Lunch while you're out and about, or a terrific home-style dinner. Nobody is disappointed with Gingham's. And don't forget our fabulous desserts. We're open 24 hours a day, so no matter when hunger strikes, Gingham's is open and ready to serve you.
Gingham's Homestyle Restaurant in St. Charles, 636-946-0266, or ginghamsrestaurant.com.
Look at our alums, the contributions that they have made throughout industries in the St. Louis region.
Terry Freerix, a graduate of the University of Missouri, St. Louis.
UMSL is embedded in the fabric of the St. Louis community. We're hands-on, and when our students graduate, they are definitely career ready, but maybe more importantly, they're career confident.
More is what moves us. Find your more at more.umsl.edu.
At Midland, we know sometimes all it takes is a moment for an idea to spark, or to make it happen, a moment to find your dream, or build one, a moment to start your forever, or at least start planning for it. Whatever moments you have, Midland is here for them and can help you make them. Midland, brighter together. Visit us at midlandsb.com. Midland States Bank is member FDIC.
Before you put your home on the market, before you have to pay money fixing it up to sell it, before you have to pay real estate commissions, call me. I'm Mike Robinson with Robank Properties, and I will buy your home. Any property, any condition, anywhere, and always as is. Call me, Mike Robinson with Robank Properties at 314-283-0867. That's 314-283-0867. You have nothing to lose when you call Robank Properties at 314-283-0867.
Now back to McGraw, presented by Londoff Chevrolet, the Londoff Autoplex, and Londoff.com on the Big 550 KTRS.
9:37 here, Big 550 KTRS. Fred, line 1. Good morning. You're on KTRS Radio.
Good morning, McGraw.
Morning, Fred.
You and I, believe it or not, we listen to a lot of the same music. You like the really old stuff. Well, I also like the old stuff, and I found an album. It's a Perry Como album, and it's called Perry Como Radio. And it's not just Perry Como. He's got other artists on there, and I know he's got at least one, and I think 2 artists on there that I know you like.
Who are the other artists?
You might want to listen.
Who are the other artists?
Pardon?
Who are the other artists?
Well, one of them sings Mac the Knife.
Oh, Bobby Darin?
Yes. And the other one, I'm trying to picture it in my mind, but I think you would like that album.
Perry Cuomo's Radio.
And Perry Como, it says Perry Como, and then up in the right-hand corner, up at the top, it says Radio, and it shows it as a green album, and one of the first song that I learned the words to is on there, and it's "Catch a Falling Star." So, because my mom used to listen to Perry Como all the time.
Sure.
So I listen to a lot of the old stuff, and I like it.
Yeah, I love me some good Perry Como. You know who else I love? Andy Williams. I like some Andy Williams Christmas stuff.
He is very, very good. Very good. You're absolutely right.
As usual.
But
Yeah.
I just thought I'd let you know it's a good album if you want to take a listen to it.
Anyone who's got Bobby Darin on there, I love me some Bobby Darin. A little splish splash. I was taking a bath. About a Saturday night. A rub-a-dub, laughing in the cub, thinking everything was all right. Right?
Yep.
Little Bobby Darin. Darin never hurt anybody. Yeah.
Yes. Very good.
Fred, thank you very much for the call. I appreciate it.
I just thought I'd throw that your way.
Yeah.
And see if you take a listen.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Perry Cuomo Radio. I will check out the album. Sure, you betcha. Thank you. Let's go to, since we're now international, let's go to Montreal and check in with Tony. Tony, you were on the Big 550 KTRS.
How you doing? I just want to give maybe a Canadian perspective. You know, you're talking about green. What's your favorite color? I figure you were going to tell me money.
Yes.
We all like green, bro. Listen, I like this conversation about data centers, and you're talking about malpractice in journalism. I'm wondering if that's state malpractice or federal malpractice, because I'd wonder what bar you're at for that. I'm wondering, must be a close bar for that, because you know what I'm talking about. All the lawyers have their bars too. But let's put it this way. There's a guy in Canada by the name of Patrick Moore, the former leader of Greenpeace, and there's now, of course, argument that he wasn't the founder because they don't agree with him. He has a PhD in forestry. So he said, and in light of the calls that you got earlier where Joe Biden was doing great things, and this is a federal issue, that your data centers are being built and they should be under federal watch. But Patrick Moore, the Canadian guy that was saving whales back when it wasn't popular and going to jail for it, he says that you must balance the 3 pillars of society, which means the economy, human communities has to be taken into consideration. He rejects the anti-human sentiments, which are sentiments that we're the cancer of society, of the world, and that humans are the worst. And he talked about practical sustainability, which means recognizing that we have to survive on the earth, and that we must take note that we have to advance, and that science must be listened to, and not just fact-based extremism and left-wing policies. And of course, that didn't make him a popular guy. He said because industrial and economic development must be also taken into consideration with sustainability and environmentalism. So my issue is this, okay? When you have these data centers and they're worth $25 billion, listen, don't put them in St. Louis. We'll take them in Cornwall, Ontario. We got 25,000 people that have been living on the margin, cutting woods where I did my law practice. Trust me, we'll take half of Cornwall. We'll build it because guess what? Walmart put their transportation and when you distribute, I guess, a distribution center in Cornwall, Ontario, you can look it up on the map. They put in 5,000 people to work right away, McGraw, in a place that was devastated economically. And we welcome Walmart. And now they distribute to all of Eastern Canada. Do you know why? Put their distribution center in this beautiful city called Montreal. But the Montreal government, the state government said, no, you can't do anything in the English language, even though that you're an American distribution company. You have to do everything in French. Guess what they did? They built the entire factory in Vaudreuil, Quebec. They said, oh, yeah? We're gone. They left it behind empty and moved to Cornwall, Ontario. So you know what? These powerful corporations, Google and everyone else, if you don't give them what they want, not I'm saying that they're extorting you, but they're bringing economic sustainability to areas that are devastated. And only the rich elite areas, Los Angeles and New York and places like that, even though we love New York, you know, they have all the economic engines, et cetera. But us, when you're in a poor area, you're at the whims of the economy. So if the gentleman there says he doesn't want his data centers in Missouri, like you said, $25 billion, and you, by bringing it up, they're accusing you of, I guess, environmental.
Who knows? I know.
Because you mentioned it, you're presumed to be taking sides. But as a journalist, you're supposed to bring it up whether you believe in it or not. That's what true journalism is all about, right? That's why Scott Pelley says he's a true journalist, but maybe he isn't. Maybe he should be listening to McGraw.
No, there's no question Scott Pelley should be listening to me. Look, I don't know if I'm a journalist or not. I'm a radio talk show hack, but the point is, data centers are the story of the day. Everyone has an opinion on data centers, and I'm just adding more information to the conversation. Do with it as you will.
And it's environmentally, it's part of the three pillars that Moore talks about: environment, economy, and community.
Well, but oftentimes, Tony, when I bring up a fact that there's a parish in Louisiana that is giving teachers $50,000 in bonuses because of the tax that's been generated by a data center, that doesn't fit into their narrative. So they don't like that. That's an argument against what they want to believe. So you can't call up the Wall Street Journal and tell them they're wrong. You have to call me up and tell me I'm wrong. And how dare you be in favor of data centers? The fact that teachers are getting $50,000 bonuses from a data center, you do with that information as you wish. But that's the information that the Wall Street Journal reported. It's a pretty accurate organization, pretty accurate publication. It's a pretty interesting story. Put that in the mix and let people decide.
So I just finished with this. All those guys that are calling you up on those cell phones, they're all using data information from data centers.
I know.
And all those guys that are virtue signaling and saying, oh, we need electric cars and we don't want that sludge from Alberta, okay, like the guy said from San Francisco. But like Jerry Seinfeld said, yeah, right, you're just using electric cars, but what about all the lithium? You're just virtue signaling. You know, we did pretty well, McGraw, as a society for the last 2,000 years. We built Rome, we built America, we built North America. Our two countries are the greatest economic powers in the world. And anybody that wants to digress from that doesn't understand the three pillars of the sustainability. You can cut a forest, but you got to use the wood for housing, but you got to leave a little bit of the forest so that the next generation has it. So we got to get back to brass tacks. We got to get back to normality, okay? I don't want to get into all this DEI nonsense and whatever, but, you know, we got to be human beings again, okay? And that's why I'm listening to you in Montreal, listening to you every morning, because I don't like the leftist garbage that I listen to in Montreal saying that we got to be like they want us to be. In America, in Canada, we're still free to do what we want.
Tony.
And we're still able to sustain.
Tony, thanks for the phone call, as always. Thanks for checking in.
Yeah, no problem.
You got it. Tony, who, by the way, somebody called me the other day. Next time he calls up, he called up an ESPN. He called up and he was talking hockey with some national ESPN show. Somebody called me like, hey, Tony's on the ESPN national show. Gotta love the guy. 947 here, Big 550 KTRS. Bowen Dental Care. Had a friend of mine who asked me about Bowen. I sent her over there to Bowen, and she's full steam ahead with Bowen Dental Care. She needs quite a bit of work with her implants, her dental implants. But she went to a corporate dentist. Do you know that she told me she never met the dentist? She got all the way through. She met the finance person. She met the nurse. She met the finance person. Then they met the person who collects all the money, and met that person numerous times. Never met the dentist, but then got a bid. Whoa. Dr. Bowen, it doesn't work like that. You meet with Dr. Bowen. He comes in. He holds your hands. He counsels you. He talks to you. He figures out what's going on. That's the difference between a hedge fund and a locally owned business. When you're with a hedge fund, you're a number, okay? When you're with Dr. Bowen, you're a person. It's your choice. You want to spend less being a person, or you want to spend more being a number? Dr. Bowen, 2 area locations, Lee May Ferry Road in South County, Dunn Road, just down the street from Johnny Londoff Chevrolet. Bowen Dental Care, whether it's something with traditional dentistry or maybe it's time for a one-tooth problem or dental implants. You've seen the commercials. You've heard people talk about it. Now find out more from a doctor who will be there by your side the entire step of the way. Bowen, SimplySecureDentures.com. Or 314-921-3500, or simply securedentures.com.
Make a splash this summer with Dogtown Pizza. The weather and the pizza ovens are heating up, so stock up on 12 different flavors of your favorite Dogtown. Why cook hamburgers on the grill when you can get a hamburger pizza? Hot chicken, the SOB and for me, and from the garden, tomato, basil, garlic, and the veggie. Make your next pool party a pizza party with 12 different flavors of Dogtown. One for every swimmer in your house. Make it a Dogtown summer at every local grocery store and dogtownpizza.com.
Choose Pella of St. Louis for window and door replacement to help enhance your home. For a limited time, get 20% off Pella projects. Call 833-87-PELLA or visit Pella.com/radio. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
John Beal Roofing has been proudly serving homeowners and businesses in the St. Louis metro area on both sides of the river in Missouri and Illinois for over 3 generations. A dependable roof begins with a team you can count on, and that's exactly what you get with John Beal Roofing. Recognized as one of Roofing Contractor Magazine's top 100 roofing companies, John Beal Roofing offers 24/7 emergency service and industry-leading warranties, including a lifetime workmanship warranty for total peace of mind. From upgrading an aging roof or completing a full replacement, the team at John Beal Roofing delivers solutions that are built to code, built to last, and handled with expert care. John Beal also responds quickly with reliable storm damage services backed by decades of experience and 24/7 emergency support. Get started today for expert service and a free, no obligation estimate by calling 1-800-NEW-ROOF. That's 1-800-NEW-ROOF.
Hey, it's Heidi, and I feel very lucky to love where I live. And I know Lauren Risley feels the same. And her team at Lauren Risley Realty wants you to experience that same great feeling. One of their mottos at Lauren Risley Realty is love where you live or move. Dream homes are their specialty. Actually, they do a lot of things right, because when you buy or sell a home, it's not just a transaction. What the Lauren Risley team does is build relationships, and I've seen that firsthand. So if you have plans to buy, sell, invest, or just have a question about any of it, call Lauren Risley Realty, 314-775-0684. That's 314-775-0684. You can also email Lauren at hello@laurenrisleyrealty.com.
My name is Dan Head, owner of Patriot Build Sunrooms and Luna Builds. This combination makes us unique in the market. Essentially, if you dream it, we can build it. From the highest level custom finishes to more user-friendly projects, our amazing craftsmen will make it a reality. Give us a call at 314-822-3232 or visit us at our Kirkwood showroom or online at patriotbuildsstl.com.
When you own a Patriot sunroom, you've got outdoor living indoors.
Now back to McGraw, presented by Londoff Chevrolet, the Londoff Autoplex, and Londoff.com on the Big 550 KTRS.
$9:52 here at Big 550 KTRS from the Country Club Car Wash text line. Give that Tony his own show. We love him. All right, there you go. 314, 84% of climatologists say climate change is mainly caused by humans. 314, once data centers are built, how many people will be employed? I've heard the number is pretty small. Well, the one in the one in Montgomery County for Amazon is 500 people. So I don't know what I mean. Pretty small is relative. I don't know what that means. The massive tax revenue from it might be small in jobs. Relative. I mean, that's all relative. I mean, smaller than a gas station. A gas station employs 10 people, right? A Wally's might employ 100 people. I mean, it's all relative. Let's see here. Ask why Gordie Howe Bridge between Detroit and Windsor, Ontario, is not open. It's been finished for months. Trump is blocking it. Through and forth. Thank God for lawyers. I would rather have an AI center near me than an Amazon building I have now. I hear semis 24/7. Can't sleep with the windows open. All right. Chuck is America First. Play the backwards birthday party from Chaplin, the brother of Tom Chaplin. Anthropic has integrity. There is a national conversation in Congress, but on AI, but Schumer keeps holding it up. Speaking of Lenny Bruce, he should have married the marvelous Mrs. Maisel. That guy was great. That guy was great as Lenny Bruce, wasn't he? Jim, real quick, on line one. Good morning, Jim. You're on the Big 550 KTRS.
Boy, I heard the comment. We need to get back to brass tacks. I think was what the guy said.
Yes.
And I'm just like, that's right, man. We need to get back to brass tacks. We get brass tacks. Let me tell you something. We've got a guy, our solid American industrialists of the day, like Andrew Carnegie of Carnegie Steel, and you got this guy Peter Cooper, who founded the Cooper Union, the DuPonts. Let me tell you something. Those guys, they just went and built it. They didn't need juice money from the taxpayer to do what they needed to do. They just rolled up their sleeves and they got to work. Now, what is the exception we're making for Jeff Bezos of Amazon and Elon Musk down in Memphis and these guys? They're I mean, the amount that they don't want to, they want taxpayer assistance, but they're going to be so immediately profitable and immensely profitable all on top of what they already got. I mean, back to brass tacks, I'm with you, brother.
All right.
Look at these two. These are men. I don't know what you call Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and little what's his name from Facebook, but that's all I got.
Jim, thanks for the phone call. I appreciate it as always. I got just enough time to tell you about Morelli Tuck Pointing. Morelli Tuck Pointing is where you go for all of your tuck pointing needs, whether it's residential or commercial. I have used Morelli in the past, and I've got to use them again here in the relatively near future. Because if you've got anything to do with brick, stone, chimneys, walkways, porches, anything, the brick or stone, fireplaces, chimneys, you betcha, Morelli is there to help. Anyone who's used Morelli comes back and says to me the same thing. And I said it, so I was like, man, they are. It's so simple. It sounds right counterintuitive. Of course they're simple to use, but no. Somehow John Morelli has streamlined the whole thing. It's so simple. It's so easy. You give them a call. They call you back, come to the house. They give you a bid. They said, you got it. Go ahead. They do the job. You pay them online. Boom, they're done. They're off to the next job. Can't be any easier. Can't be more simple. And the job they do is fantastic. 3 generations serving the Morelli family. 3 generations of Masons. Family owned since 1991. John Morelli is the owner and president. So for all of your tuck pointing needs, if you've got tuck pointing, you need Morelli, the gold standard. Speaking of brass tacks, 314-645-1387, Morelli or MorelliTuckPointing.com. All right, are we done? I got 1 minute. See if we can find a text of the day. From the 314, just 11 minutes ago, the signal is cutting in and out on the app. You will receive a free Country Club car wash in honor of your text of the day for having to put up with us cutting in and out on the app. There you go. Oh, I thought for sure you were going to play Bobby Darin's Splish Splash.
I was going to, but this came out in 1978 today.
Long about a Saturday night, rub-a-dub, just relaxing in the tub, thinking everything was all right. Well, I stepped out the tub, put my feet on the floor, I wrapped the towel around me, and I opened the door, and then a splish splash. I jump back in the bath. How was I to know there was a party going on?
I will play it for you tomorrow.
Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for putting up with me. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
Looking for a new kitchen or bath? Call me, Anne-Marie Bogus, the co-host of the Inside Out Show and owner and designer at Anne Marie Design Studio. Visit our website at annemariestudio.com. We